Tony Schumacher has been impressive to say the least this weekend. 4 runs in the 440s, including a new national record. In Funny Car, Tony Pedregon comes off his win at Reading with a 468 pass in qualifying, and brother Cruz matched the ET and ran even faster. Greg Anderson continues his march through Pro Stock with another track record, and teammate Jason Line is right behind. We're in Joliet, Illinois, and this exclusive broadcast is available in high definition on ESPN2 HD. The worldwide leader in sports presents exclusive coverage of the $50 million NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. Today, from Route 66 Raceway in Joliet, Illinois, just southwest of Chicago, it's the fifth running of the Ameriquest Mortgage Company NHRA Nationals, and we're glad you're with us on a beautiful fall afternoon. As the fans continue to file in, we're getting ready for first round action in Top Fuel, as it will be Morgan Lucas and Melanie Troxel, the first pair on the starting line. Hello again, everybody. I'm Marty Reed alongside with Mike Dunn, and we want to shift gears away from that first pair and talk about the man who has been just devastating this weekend, Tony Schumacher.
I mean, 4 runs in the 440 range, and usually you like to look to see if there's, any weaknesses or any kinks in the armor, and I cannot see anything in all 4 runs. And basically, it's a situation where everything is so tight on that machine right now. I think only a mechanical failure or misstep by Tony Schumacher is going to be the only way they're going to get beat today.
Tony, still to come as we get ready for our first pair. They're already fired and pre-staged. Morgan Lucas in the left lane, Melanie Troxel in the right. Win light will go to Morgan Lucas, as this was a rematch from round 2 at Maple Grove. Morgan won that one, and he wins this one here, a 451 to a very solid 453. And there is a very happy Joe Amato.
Wow, Morgan Lucas really did his job. 033 on the light. He had 600s off the line off of Melanie Troxel. Beats her on a hole shot. That 454 beat a 452 by Melanie. Morgan just did his job. He saw the car launch, move over towards the center a little bit, and then drift at the other end. But Morgan, what can you say? That kid's tough on the starting line.
And I apologize, I misread the 4 on my clock. It looked like a 1, and you're right, it was the whole shot. Take a look. Here is the Top Fuel ladder presented by Lucas Oil. Morgan will get the winner between Tony Schumacher and Bobby Lagana. And there is Doug Coletta and David Grubnick. We'll talk about that in a few moments. And over on the other side, where's Larry Dixon? Number 2 in the points has Scott Coletta in the opening round. Let's take a look at the weather.
Well, Marty, some things have changed. It's a beautiful day, 77 degrees, but right here, look at the water drains and the humidity. That is way up from the other qualifying sessions on both Friday and Saturday. So that's one more thing that the crew chiefs are going to have to deal with, and that's going to give them fits in this first round.
As we come down trackside, our first of the 3 points contenders, Larry Dixon, will be in the left lane against Scott Coletta. Scott won the spring race here at Joliet out of the number 10 qualifying spot. Guess where he's qualified today? Number 10. Let's check in with Gary.
Fuel for the fight. That's the code word as far as this team is concerned this weekend. And Morgan, a great way to start a whole shot victory. 454. She ran a 52. The reaction time obviously was the key.
You get lucky every once in a while, and Melanie, she's a great driver. They got a great team, but we're here representing Lucas Oil, Keystone, Race Bricks. Joe Amato, what can I say, is a great boss, and this race for a fuel for the fight, this whole deal is just, it's really special for all of us, and we're glad we can represent it and do the best we can for everybody. So thanks.
Great way to start the day.
You always like to start the first round. You're the first pair out, because man, it makes your day awfully short when you lose.
That is the hardest. First round's always tough, but when you're the first pair out on a new racetrack, relatively speaking, it always gives you some big butterflies.
Here are the points. Now, this does not include the 20 for Tony's national record. We can't give him those until the end of the event, because the points are only awarded to the person who holds the record when you leave the racetrack at the end of the day. Theoretically, it could still be broken, but add another 20. You can get an idea just how good it's been so far for Schumacher. Here we go. Dixon's got to win. And from the AmeriQuest Airship. You may have just seen Larry Dixon's championship hopes go down the drain. Scott Coletta goes 4.54 to a 4.57, and that is crushing.
That was a huge blow to that team. I mean, Larry Dixon, I mean, he did his job on the starting line. You know, had 200ths of a second advantage over Scott Coletta, but they just had the tune-up on Scott's car a little bit better. He ran his best run by just a couple thousandths for the weekend, that 4.54. Larry Dixon fell off a little bit to a 4.57, and that was all that Coletta team needed to get into the second round.
And let's check in now with Dave Reef.
Another man happy about that is Doug Coletta, the guy second in points. A guy who just happens to race his teammate, David Grubnick, in round number 1. David, we have to ask you, it's points time, it's crunch time, it's business. Do you have any orders? Are you letting him have the win?
Yeah, drive to win. No, not from my understanding. Dougie has his sponsor with Mac Tills. I have mine with Xantrax 3, and we're out here representing him, and I've been told to drive to win.
Simple as that?
Simple as that, yeah.
We'll see what happens when these guys come to the line.
Maybe we need to ask the crew chief.
Well, yeah, because they can control.
Is he tuned to win, or is he going to smoke the tires?
We'll find out. That's pair still to come. Let's go back out trackside for Rod Fuller and Clay Millican. There is Rod. If you missed the news, he has signed on with David Powers Racing through 2008. So that keeps Lee Beard, Rod Fuller, Dave Powers all together, and they're finalizing the sponsorship package. The word is that the deal with Valvoline is very close.
And throw Rob Flynn into that mix, who's working with Lee Beard. As we look at Clay Millican, Clay made some good runs in qualifying. You see his best run in the last session, that 4.55. Lee Beard, I think, has been trying this weekend to get his performance up. He knows he has a very good race car when it's hot out. He'll go down the track and run very good numbers. Right now, I think, though, he's probably went back and said, okay, we didn't run the 440s we wanted to in qualifying. We spun the tires a couple of runs. Let's go back to our race mode. We're going to run some good numbers. And if we're going to get beat, they're going to have to beat us, because that's the way he is. He's a smart racer.
Well, Clay Millican, a tip of the hat. He just clinched his 5th IHRA championship, but he is still looking for his first ever NHRA national event win. He'll be over in the right lane. That's Mike Klober getting out of the way. Here we go. Clay Millican takes the win. You see the numbers, a 460 to a 475, and you were shaking your head.
Well, it looked like Rod Fuller had a cylinder out as soon as he hit the throttle, and that car just didn't really go anywhere at that point, because, you know, if you're on 7 cylinders on this kind of racetrack, obviously Clay Millican, even though he didn't run a stellar number, 460, he's still going to be good enough to beat a car on 7 cylinders.
Okay, we talked to the driver as far as David Grubnick's team is concerned. Let's talk to the crew chief, Dave Reef.
John Oberhofer, your driver, says he is driving to win. Does he have a car that's tuned to win, though?
Yes, and not only yes, but hell yes. I mean, if we're going to go, we're going to try and do the best that we can. We want to beat their ass just as much as we want to beat Tony's ass, so we're going for it.
So, let's go to Gary.
Larry Dixon obviously disappointed talking with his crew. Larry, you were saying you did not see him. You didn't realize that you were in trouble there?
Well, you don't ever. The only time you think you're in trouble is when you're on your head. You know, I mean, you go out there and you race. Yeah, I mean, a 54 to a 57, I mean, that's 300s, and I had 2 on the track. I could hear them, but I couldn't see them, and I go down there and race. I mean, it's bummer we ain't going to win today, but, you know, we got the opportunity to try and win next week.
3 more chances. Their opportunities dwindling, obviously.
Well, it suffers a serious blow, obviously, and it's just a matter of somebody has to punch out Tony Schumacher very early, or it's going to be a devastating weekend. When we come back, it will be time for David Grubnick up against his teammate, Doug Coletta, here in round 1, Top Fuel.
Today's Speed World presentation of the AmeriQuest NHRA Nationals, brought to you by Powerade. Sport is what you make it. AmeriQuest, proud sponsor of the American Dream. And Pizza Hut, home of America's favorite pan pizza. Gather around the good stuff.
And we're back at Route 66 Raceway as you look down from the AmeriQuest Airship Freedom. Great view, and Burnouts complete between Corey McLenithan in the left lane, Tim Cullen in the right. But first, let's take a look at our AmeriQuest Mortgage Company tech specs.
We've talked about this before, but let's go over it again. This happened after Brainerd when Tony Schumacher went 337 miles per hour in an effort to slow the cars down. The system is activated before at 8,400. They lowered that to 8,300. Before it couldn't be activated before 4 seconds into the run. Now it's 3.8. The ignition rate, the degrees that they take out once it is activated, used to be 25 degrees per second. They doubled that to 50 degrees per second. And the result is Tony Schumacher's top speed here, but he's only 331 miles per hour on a very good track.
So hope that informs you on that as we get ready for Corey Mack. You already heard about his situation with the double hernia. A win light here would go to relieve a lot of that pain. Dave Reed.
Yeah, that double hernia revealed actually yesterday, Marty. It came as a result of him moving a toolbox. They're moving into a new house in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, he and his wife. And while moving that toolbox, he actually ripped 2 spots in his abdominal muscle. That allows the inside of you to try to get to the outside, and it's very, very painful. Says it's not as painful in acceleration, but when he has to pull the chutes and the negative 3 Gs hit, that's when it hurts him the most. It's something he can't get fixed. It'll have to be surgically done after Dallas.
Tim Cullinan in the right lane. Tim Cullinan goes 4.66 seconds as you saw Corey just laboring down the racetrack, and this was the number 2 qualifier. He has best was a 4:46. He had also run a 4:58, and for only the 5th top fuel start in his career, Tim Cullinan gets a round win against one of the big names of the sport.
Well, you saw there, it looked like Corey might have actually backpedaled the thing, and then you see just a raw fuel. Watch over here. You're going to see here, and then watch the butterflies up here. Let's see, right there. He backpedals, gets back on it. Man, it put like 2 or 3 cylinders out on that thing. And boy, it was all done. You know, and a lot of times these things have a system on it. If you backpedal the car, like if it smokes tires and get back in it, it'll take a lot of ignition time now, just like that rev limiter does to try to get the car to recover. If that's the case, that was a mistake right there.
And as Tim climbs out, we're going to focus more on the championship. Regardless of the sport, true champions know what it takes to win. Last year, Tony Schumacher and his U.S. Army team proved to everyone they have what it takes. They closed the door on their competition with 3 wins in the last 5 events of the season. With the win in Reading, is the Sarge about to charge to a 2nd straight title? And back down on the starting line, that is Bobby Lagana's team, and he has the unenviable task right now of trying to take out that hot rod. It's the baddest machine on the track this weekend. 4 runs in the 440s, the army of 1. I do know one thing. If Lagana could pull off the miracle upset, he could get a lifetime supply of Miller Lite beer.
Yeah, but the only way it's going to happen is like we talked about. You're going to have a huge miscue or a mechanical problem. That Army car is just flawless right now.
Tony's 6th consecutive pole in a row. That's a single season top fuel record. In his last 5 races, he has 1 win, 2 runner-ups, but 2 first-round losses. And just in case you were not with us yesterday for qualifying, let's take you back to the moment Friday night.
Just a great pass. I mean, this car's been unbelievable all week, and I can't say enough. 281 miles per hour at the 8th mile, 3 seconds flat to finish up with that run right there. Great job by the team.
A new national record. And take a look at Doug Coletta and Tony Schumacher's comparative runs.
The quickest run in history by Doug Coletta as opposed to Tony Schumacher's. One was, 90% with no rev limiter, one 85% with the rev limiter. But look at Tony Schumacher, how quick that car accelerates early in the run. These numbers right here. And the 8th mile speed's about the same. Actually, Doug was running a little bit faster, and then he fell off on the other end to run 328, but 331 for Tony Schumacher. But that's 2 completely different combinations to get basically the same numbers.
And for all you fans that are saying, wait a minute, Doug Coletta ran some 442, but he does not have the national record. He was not able to back up that elapsed time. You have to do it within 1%. And that's exactly what Tony and Alan Johnson and the Army team did yesterday. They backed it up in the 3rd qualifying session. 4.52 the elapsed time, 3:28. Oh, darn. They didn't run a 4:40.
What a pooch, huh?
Yeah, what a pooch. Oh.
I think that's what they wanted to do. I mean, it's, you know, let's go down the racetrack. Now, you can say, you know, Bobby Logano's best run was a 4:68, so let's say, why don't we just tune this thing to run like a 4:60? Well, let me tell you something. It's easier for Alan Johnson probably to run a 4:49 than tune that thing up to try to run a 4:60, but he did back it down a little bit, makes a nice pass, 4:52, gets him into the next round.
And while they coast on out, I'm hearing that Dave Reef is back in the pits, back in Funny Car.
Saying about getting your kicks at Route 66, well, for Del Worsham and Phil Burkhardt, they are literally getting theirs. Behind me, you see members of the Chicago Storm. That's a major indoor soccer league team based right here out of Chicago. One of those guys is a legend right here. This is their coach, Frank Klopas. He's been in 40 international contests for Team USA. You scored 12 goals. You've been to World Cups. How do you think your sports and our sports are going to combine? They both claim wall-to-wall high-speed action.
You're right. Kind of similar. I mean, soccer is all about speed and explosiveness and endurance. This sport is just about pure outspeed and power. And we're excited. I mean, my team and myself, we're very excited to be here and to witness this. Obviously, I've seen races on TV, but it's different when you see. You just feel the power and the energy, and it's a great day, and we're very happy to be here.
Well, I don't want to offend Frank or anybody in the soccer community, but I've never seen one of their guys run at 330 miles an hour. But if they can, I will buy a ticket. All right, let's get ready for Doug Herbert and John Smith. Doug has been a giant killer lately. He's qualified number 3. He'll be over in the left lane. He's the defending event winner here, and he beat Tony Schumacher in that final. With more on John Smith, let's check in with Dave Reef.
Tony Smith sitting in the race car, Marty, had no idea he almost didn't get to make this run. You're actually looking at the battery starter box that connects to the starter that starts the car. Well, one of the starter cords actually got pinched between the frame here and the tire until it cut it down. They had a pretty big fire here a minute ago, but all these teams are thinking ahead just in case they have a problem. Good news for them. They did have a spare and got his car started.
So John will be able to make the run. There is wife Rhonda, of course, back at the track now after giving birth to their second child, Labor Day weekend. Here we go. Doug Herbert goes 4.58 seconds. No contest, really. You saw the cylinders going out on John's car early in the run, and that's the result of 4.76 elapsed time.
Tell you, Wayne Dupuis and the crew, I mean, they're just starting to gel. Doug's starting to get more confident in the seat, doing a good job, had a good, you know, decent reaction time off the starting line. Like you said, John Smith had cylinders out early, which cost him the run. And tell you, Wayne Dupuis has just done a great job with that snap-on dragster, getting that thing down the track consistently. And they can step up and run the big numbers like we saw them at Indy when they ran the 4.46. So they're racing smart right now.
And there is Wayne Dupuis. Let's check in at the far end with Gary.
Beads of perspiration on the head here in the face of Tony Schumacher. After all those blazing 40s we saw in qualifying, a 52. Did you play it a little bit conservative?
Oh, you know what? I can't answer that. I'm not the crew chief. Alan Johnson may have, but unlike him, you know, I mean, he goes out and tries to run as good as he can go. If he thought the car was the track could hold a 52, that's what he went out to run, man. If he thought he could run a 48, he was going to do that. So, hey, man, the United States team going to the second round, that was huge. We saw Larry Dixon go out early. We're building up those points. We've got 3 races to go after this, so let's try to win this one and get as many points as we can.
Kind of a steamroller going here, much like he won the championship last year.
Well, this is a huge run coming up as we get ready for Doug Coletta over in the left lane, David Grubnick in the right lane. And you heard us mention the comparison between Tony's 4.43 and Doug's 4.42. Let's take you back and show you that run. It was right here in Chicago in 04.
Well, we've been talking about Tony, but this at the time was just a huge run. You saw Brandon Birdsey go into a wheel stand in the final round. Doug Coletta, 4.42 at the time, just an unbelievable pass.
And the problem really was he went so quick, it put it out of reach as far as being able to get to the backup because the conditions weren't as good at the rest of the time.
And he did that run in the final, so obviously he couldn't come back and make another run.
True. So as we get ready now, we've heard from the crew chief and the driver from David Grubnick. No team orders.
Well, you know, David Grubnick has not had a good race car all through qualifying. He only went down the track one time. So if it goes out there and smokes the tires, you can say, well, was it or wasn't? Because really, you can't say that because he hasn't had a good car. And I guarantee in qualifying, they weren't trying to smoke the tires.
going to believe this, but Doug Coletta, second time in a row, these guys have come up side by side. If you remember the last time, Doug went red. This time, he smokes the tires. David goes 4:55, his best run of the weekend at 3:22, and numbers 2 and 3 in the points are out of here. Should we just give the trophy to Mr. Schumacher?
Yeah, I think pretty much. I mean, I give credit to John Oberhofer, Connie Coletta, and the rest of the team. I mean, they always tell it straight. They always have. If they're going to lay down, they're going to tell you. If they're going to run for it, they're going to tell you they're going to run for it. Obviously, they were going for it. They struggled all through qualifying. They get it together in the first round and take out their teammate. Tough. I mean, this is a tough break for Doug Coletta and that team, but I'll tell you, David Grubnick made a very nice run, 4:55 at 322 miles per hour.
There is Connie Coletta as he heads back towards the pit area, and we've head towards commercial break here at the AmeriQuest Mortgage Company Nationals at Route 66 Raceway. Take one more look at that run.
You can go hard or go home and watch TV. You got a choice to make. So what's it gonna be? So what's it gonna be? You got a choice to make. If you really want it, you can go hard or go home. You can work real hard. You got a choice to make. Don't stop, don't quit. You can go hard or go home. Give it all you got. You got a choice to make. Do you really want it? You can go hard or go home.
And right now, Tony Schumacher has gone hard, and Larry Dixon and Doug Coletta are going home at Route 66 Raceway. Numbers 2 and 3 in the points are out of here. We're down to our final pair in Top Fuel. That's Brandon Bernstein. He'll be over in the left lane. Jack Beckman will be in the right lane. Let's go to the far end, talk to David Grubnick.
Grubby, no team orders, and here you are knocking your colleague out of a championship hunt. What kind of thoughts run through your mind as you savor a victory?
Well, we've always done that all year, and it's Connie races, and as I said in the pre-race interview there, we've got our sponsors. We represent Dougie has Mac Tools and all that, so we go to race, and I'm not sure. I guess Dougie smoked the tires. I feel bad because I really want to see this team win the championship, but then again, I want to see us win as well. So we're kind of in a catch-22, but we'll take them whenever we can get them.
Well, the smile is in place. Go get him in round number 2.
Coming back to the starting line, you're looking at Brandon Bernstein. The car has been running pretty doggone consistent. A 49, a 52, a 56. If there's been one area this weekend, again, we've noticed Brandon's reaction times during qualifying have not been that good.
Yeah, but they were concerned about the car coming into this race because they struggled a little bit in qualifying in Maple Grove and got beat in the first round. They found a little bit of problem in the activation system. They think they got that fixed, and they got better each and every run, so that's a good sign.
That's the best reaction time Brandon's had this weekend, and yes, it translates into an easy win. 4.54 the elapsed time at 328 miles an hour. Jack Beckman goes out with a 4.65.
Nice job by Tim Richards and the crew getting this race car down the racetrack. Brandon did have his best light. Normally in qualifying, I mean, you do practice, but you don't get the focus. On Sunday, you try to focus a little bit better and try to knock a couple hundredths off that react time. He knocked off quite a bit from what he had in qualifying, but still did a great job and made a nice run into the second round.
All right, so we get a chance now to take a look at our Top Fuel lineup presented by Lucas Oil, and it will be Tony Schumacher with the lane choice over Morgan Lucas, Brandon Bernstein over David Grubnick, and over on the other side, Scott Coletta and Doug Herbert have the lane choice there. We've got to take a commercial break, but when we come back, first round of Funny Car. Caps and Height go head-to-head again. You don't want to miss it.
I think the pressure is actually different when it gets down to the end like this because I'm starting to enjoy it. Yeah, I still have the big butterflies or the 747s flying around, but I'm loving it.
When you turn the key.
Back here at Route 66 Raceway. And our first pair of funny cars come at you. That is Tim Wilkerson. He'll be in the right lane. Del Worsham will be in the left lane. The championship chase is still on. 5 drivers remain within striking distance of the 05 Funny Car title. 4 events remain on this year's calendar. 3 are members of Team Force. 2 belong to Don Schumacher's camp, but only 1 will walk away with it all. And as we take a look at the funny car ladder presented by Lucas Oil. Cruz Pedregon had a stellar run in qualifying Friday night, a 468 career best at 330. That also a CV. There's the big matchup, though. Capps and Height. Neither one wants to lose. Capps really can't afford to lose. There's John Force. He's got an old nemesis. Phil Burkhart's beat him twice so far this year. And here's the other side with Gary Selzy.
You know, and look at that Bazemore-Medlin matchup. He can help out his teammates, too. But I'll tell you what, we saw, it was pretty exciting that first round with the points implications. Obviously, Tony Schumacher really helped his cause. Funny car, though. I mean, we got some scenarios here that can happen. This is going to be fun to watch.
Here's a guy who could end up playing spoiler to somebody's title hopes, Del Worsham. He's been getting better in the performance. Remember, he doubled up back at Indy, winning the shootout, winning the race. He'll be up against Tim Wilkerson. Well, you saw Tim go up in instantaneous tire smoke, and Dell runs it through at 4.83 seconds at 3:22.
Just getting the car down the racetrack. Del Worsham, your defending champion. Tim Wilkerson trying to get into the top 10. He's not going to be doing it this way. He's going to have to start getting some round wins here shortly because there's running out of time. Del just knows he's not going to win the championship, but he wants to just finish off strong with some wins, a couple more wins before the season's up.
And as we wait for them to clear the track at the far end, gives us a chance for this week's edition of the Brewed Essence of the NHRA, and it's about the speeds of this track.
We're in Chicago this week, and every track has its own personality. When we come to Chicago, it's always been the essence of big speeds here at Chicago. Miles per hour, records falling left and right. Now, as a race driver, it's exciting to come here, but it's even more exciting to come here as a race fan. And a lot of other guys feel the same way.
It's just awesome out there. You know, it's like the best racetrack in the country. You know, that track, it's going to take whatever you can throw at it. You know, it's just a great place to run on.
We always look forward to coming here. I think if you look in the past, there'd be, you know, a lot of records here, a lot of quick runs here always. We look forward to it every time.
Just a really good racetrack. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, we can race how we want to all year long, but when you come down to this place, it's pretty much a dyno. Whoever has the most power usually kicks out the best ET.
Now, power-rated drag racing is very exciting, but being the last time we're going to be here in the fall here in Chicago, don't take your eye off the TV, because every run here is a potential record waiting to happen.
And thanks, Ron. And as we get ready for our next stop, we'll be returning to Dallas for the postponed edition of the O'Reilly Fall Nationals. We'll have qualifying for you on ESPN2 Saturday at 4 Eastern. Then Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, NHRA Today, presented by Lucas Oil. And then final eliminations, 3 hours, starting at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. That's all next week from Ennis, just south of Dallas. As we get ready now for Tommy Johnson Jr. He had a career best 469, 331, side-by-side running qualifying with Gary Selzy, Frank Pedregon, the number 13 qualifier.
Tommy Johnson's had a good race car all weekend long, but don't count out Frank Pedregon. His crew chief, Brian Karate, been doing a good job making some decent runs down the racetrack. They're on a limited budget, didn't run every session, but I'll tell you, TJ has looked very, very tough.
You see Tommy having to get out of the throttle. He got out of the groove, but it was already over before it actually started because Frank Pedregon went red.
Yeah, Tommy Johnson dodged a bullet on that one. Frank Pedregon just made a, basic mental error. He just got the red light. The car moved towards the center line from the tires, but Tommy Johnson left good. But then you're going to see right here, that thing starts to move over towards the side. Actually put the cylinder out, and that's what actually moved the car over towards the side. TJ had to get out of the throttle. Obviously, he probably saw the red light, so that was a good thing for him.
Well, we're going to take one more commercial break here as we get ready for Tony Pedregon versus Tony Bartone. First round of Funny Car.
4 from ESPN's Bill.
I thrive on pressure. That's when I'm out in the head is when I'm my worst because I don't get up breathing it. You got to eat, sleep, breathe. You got to have that gut ache. You got to go to that start line Sunday morning with that gut ache. And, buddy, I got that gut ache. So does Robert. So does Eric. But so does Selzy.
The pressure's really building. I mean, I've been in 3 world championship battles, but right now, we got to get it done.
The pressure's pretty intense, but right now, we just like to win a couple more races, and maybe we can be on the last guy standing on the stage.
Last guy standing. That may be the best words, the best way of saying it here at Route 66 Raceway. Top 5 in the points championship chase. We get ready now for Tony Pedregon in the left lane. Tony Bartone over in the right lane. And look at those numbers for Tony.
Very good numbers. You see just in the first session had some problems, but after that the car's been going down the racetrack and making very good runs. But I'll tell you, his competition, Tony Bartone, he hasn't run the big numbers like Tony Pedregon, but look at that. Down the racetrack, every single run, topped off with their best run of the weekend in that last session yesterday with that 479. So they cannot be taken lightly.
In fact, that was a career best for Tony Bartone, that 479.
So far, lane choice, everybody's chosen that left-hand lane. I don't think there's a big difference. We saw some good side-by-side runs in that first session of Top Fuel. But, you know, it's monkey see, monkey do. If everybody's taking that left lane and the best cars are winning out, you're just going to stay in it, even if you know that both lanes are pretty equal.
Did you see from the Ameriquest Airship Freedom, Tony Bartone cut a 001 light. He was well out in front, and then the front end of the car just went skyward. He had to get out of the throttle, and Tony Pedregon drives around him.
You know, when you're upstairs in that blimp looking down and you can see the front end in the air, you know that thing's up there. Tony Bartone took a shot at the lights to basically try to get that reaction time advantage. I don't know if he two-stepped it, because what happens if like we saw with Doug Collette, if you do that, he'll drive the front end up in the air. He may have possibly have done that where he actually tried to go down on the throttle and pull back just a little bit and then went down on it, and that'll lock the clutch up a little hard, and with the traction you have here, it's just going to drive that front end in the air.
So Tony advances. Now brother Cruz will come to the line as the #1 qualifier goes up against Gary Dencham. While these guys complete the burnout process, let's check in with Dave Reed.
Starting to get an idea, Marty, about how intense the championship chase is. I've been following Jimmy Prock back and forth, and that's because you have a race car that hasn't been very cooperative. And if you're going to continue to stand up today, you guys have made a bold move. What'd you change?
We just made some little different primary levers last night. We were supposed to get some in, but they didn't show up, so Robert got the stone out, put them in the vise, and made some.
What else has been going on with this race car? It's not like we've ever seen it in qualifying.
Just some bad freak stuff happened. Broke a crank trigger bracket the other night. Ran a 73 the first run, which was okay. And then when we smoked the tires yesterday, it dropped 4 cylinders and jacked the head off it, knocked the rods out. So it just, you know, it's not always easy and things don't always go like you like them, but we're going to give it our best shot here.
When it's all said and done, you end up the #9 qualifier, and that means you get to race Ron Capps. Championship contending cars coming up in about 3 pairs.
And as we come back trackside, remember it was Gary Dencham brushing heck, he spanked the wall yesterday after the steering mechanism broke in his qualifying effort. Got it all back together, made the 4th session. In fact, here we go. Can he dump the #1 qualifier? The answer would be no, but boy, Cruz got out of the groove and drifted left. He runs a 4:83 elapsed time. A great effort by Gary Dencham with a 4:85. But Cruz coming off the pole. Remember, last time he was on the pole, he was upset by Jim Head in round #1. This time he takes the win.
Cruz Pedregon, you know, did it on the starting line, had 0.04 of a second advantage off of the starting line, but right there you see that thing drive out of the groove, puts a cylinder out, which helps it drive over towards Wally a little bit more, but hey, he got the win.
And Cruz is stopped out on the track, so we'll go to commercial break. And we come back, Phil Burkhart goes up against John Force, and Phil has a winning record against the 13-time champ. Back here at Route 66 Raceway at the Ameriquest Mortgage Company NHRA Nationals, we are in to the meat of the order. The first 4 pairs of Funny Car had nothing to do with the championship. The last 4 have everything to do with the championship. Take a look at our ladder.
Boy, this is huge, and that Caps height matchup and all the other contenders were trying to get their round wins. This is going to be good, Marty.
And coming to the line right now, on the other side of the ladder, you'll see Gary Scelzi and Mike Ashley. The winner gets Del Worsham. Still to come also Bazemore and Medlin. Scelzi won here in the spring over Eric Medlin. He also has won here in Top Fuel. But all that, as they say, is history. Straight as a rail. And Gary goes low for the round. 4.77 seconds, 325 miles an hour. And Mike Neff's got to be happy.
He's definitely got to be happy with that. Gary Scelzi did his job on the starting line, got 300s off of Mike Ashley. And Gary just went there, played it safe. Didn't get a great rack time, but got a good one. Knew that he had a car that if it got hooked up was going to, give Mike Ashley everything he could, and it did. And look at Gary, just kept that thing stuck right in the middle of the racetrack. Nice job. Watch this. I mean, this car, this is as good as it gets. I mean, the funny cars, we've seen a lot of them dancing around down track, putting cylinders out. But Gary, I mean, it's moving around a little bit, but never got out of that groove, which allows him to keep them cylinders lit, keeps a load on that engine, and makes a good pass.
Well, we know Gary Scelzi loves this racetrack, and so does the man who's coming up in the next pair. Right there, the 13-time champ, John Force. He'll be over in the left lane. Phil Burkhart will be in the right lane. There is Phil. Phil has beaten John this year twice in first round. And Phil is one of the few drivers who has a winning record against John. He's 7 up, 6 down. We talked about John loving this racetrack. Let's take you back 1 year ago when John set both ends of the national record, and this was just incredible, Mike.
This was a backbreaker at the time. Like I said, I mean, the dragsters were only running about 1,500s quicker than this 460 elapsed time, which is just unheard of. Usually it's about 2,500s to 0.3 of a second difference. And the next closest funny car guy was 600 or 700s behind him, who was Del Worsham, who also happened to beat John in the final round. So even though you're running those big numbers, anything can happen in drag racing.
Dave Reef?
Yeah, just talking with Mike Neff right before Gary Scelzi run, he said the critical thing about today's big drastic weather change, the fact that there's so much more moisture and water grains in the air that you and Mike already touched upon, the fact that that knocks the horsepower down in these race cars. So the challenge is to make sure that you're tuning them up enough, because this racetrack is still very, very good. In other words, it has a lot of bite. And if you go up there with a high horsepower car that's down on horsepower, the track grips it, tries to pull it down even further, Mike. That's when you can get into trouble. So you got to make sure your power curve stays high.
That's right. You'll actually go into the tire shake and it'll rattle the tires and lose that contact area and smoke the tires. The moisture in the air displaces the oxygen. So what the fuel guys have to do, they can either put a little more compression and speed that blower up to compensate for that. But the trick is to know how much they have to do that.
From that angle, as you saw John Force take the win easily, 480, it looked like Phil Burkhart was lined up heading towards the center line, and he did go towards the center line and ended up smoking the tires.
And that's critical a lot of times, is getting these cars lined up, both top field dragsters and funny cars, because, the car's going to launch. As you look at the left side, you're right, it was pointed a little bit towards the inside, but I don't think it got far enough to really affect that, because it started spinning the tires very, very early. John made a nice run down the racetrack. It moved over towards the wall a little bit down track, but not enough, it looked like to me, to put a cylinder out, and kept the thing stuck. And like I said, that's the key. You got to keep it in that groove, because if the tires spin, it takes that load off the engine. There's too much fuel in there for that to be able to burn, and it puts a cylinder out.
All right. Oh, and John's got some fire underneath there, so some damage. And remember, folks, Force is out of oil down credits. If he gets charged with oil here, that would be 10 points. We'll update you on that situation right after the commercial break. We'll be back with more here with Funny Car, because Ron Capps and Robert Hight are coming up next, and Tim Cullen's team is awfully happy. They're into second round action in Top Fuel. And here comes Cruz Pedregon as he gets ready for second round action here at the AmeriQuest Mortgage NHRA Nationals. We're back here at the AmeriQuest Mortgage Company NHRA Nationals at Route 66 Raceway, and you're looking down from the AmeriQuest Airship, providing our aerial footage today. That's the Airship Freedom. AmeriQuest, proud sponsor of the American Dream, with Captain Pepe Colon, Russell Mills, and Joel Barkin. And let's go back to just before the break. Remember we told you about oil? Here is the run, and John was charged. He's going to lose 10 points in lane choice. Let's go to Gary.
John, how critical is that 10 points on the oil down?
Well, it makes you mad. It happens. Car runs good just like we planned. But you need every point here to win this chicken thing. And all these rules and stuff, it's all the same for everybody, but it just aggravates an old-timer like me because I'm used to dragging junk to the start line, going to the other end, setting it on fire, and you win whatever it takes. And now it's all kinds of stuff that program you how you're allowed. But I'm just mad, and it's rules a rule. So I got no right to whine here. I'm just mad at myself. And I'm mad at you just because you're standing here.
But he didn't kiss me.
Sorry, guys.
All right, way to go. I'll tell you, the 10 points, it's critical. Right now, he, instead of being 33 behind Gary Scelzi, he's actually lost ground. He's 43, and here are the oil downs. Robert Hight cannot afford an oil down. He would lose 10 points in the championship chase, and Eric Medlin and Ron Capps are down to 1. Hight came into this weekend with 2 in the bank. He's blown both of those in qualifying. That's how bad a weekend it's been.
Just because of all those struggles and those little glitches he's had, they've blown up 2 engines and cost him those oil downs. So that's a tough break for that team.
Oh, what a drag race, and the win goes to Ron Capps. 4.75 seconds to a 4.77. This was a rematch from Reading. Robert won at Reading. Ron wins here, and Capps needed this desperately.
Wow, what a drag race. When the heat is on, I'll tell you, both drivers did a fantastic job. Robert Hight got the advantage off the starting line by just a little over 200ths of a second. I thought he was going to have the win. It kind of drifted over towards the wall a little bit about just before half track. He reels it back in. Ron Capps, he's driving his butt off too. That thing started to move towards the center line. He got it back over, and just, oh man, what a great drag race.
Watch the crew reaction. Ace McCullough right there saying yes. And boy, they needed this one because 5th in the points could not have afforded a loss here as you take a look at the cube photo finish. Ron knows how important this one was. He thought he lost. He didn't see the win light. All right, now it comes down to Whit Bazemore right there. And Eric Medlin. Let's go quickly to Dave Reef.
Ace McCullough, we know how important that was for this team. Does it make you feel any better based on everything that's been going on?
Well, every first round is a big win, but that was especially big. You know, those guys have had problems this week, but they're capable of jumping up and running low ET. So that was a huge round, and we're just happy to go on to the next round.
Yeah, in fact, Robert ran the 3rd quickest elapsed time, only behind Gary Scelzi and, of course, Ron Capps. And unfortunately, Robert ran it against the wrong guy because he ends up losing and drops to 3rd in the points as a result. Force moves ahead of Robert Hight.
Just luck of the draw, but I'll tell you right now, what that pair in front just told these guys is there's nothing wrong with either lane right now. It's both lanes. It's critical for the drivers to keep them stuck in the middle. Whit Bazemore wants to help his teammates out, both Gary Scelzi and Ron Capps, by being able to take out Eric Medlin. But I'll tell you, it's going to be tough. The track conditions are great right now. If you got a good tune-up, you can run a number.
Dan Olson right there. And there's John Medlin. You saw Whit get out of the groove, go up into smoke, and Medlin, for only the 2nd time in 7 matchups against Whit, takes the win light. And boy, he needed it because being 4th in the points, he needed that win to keep pace. A 4.81. And it looks like Whit has really got some damage now.
Yeah, you're going to see Whit Bazemore had the advantage off the starting line by about 2.5 of a second over Eric Medlin, but then the car drifts over towards the wall, and when it did that, just like we talked about, it put the cylinder out, started running on 7 cylinders, and what happens is the boost goes up in that motor and starts eating up the other pistons, and when he lifts off the throttle, it pulls all that oil out of the oil pan and does a lot of damage. But look at John Medlin. He's excited because they're into the next round.
All right, as they take care of the mess at the far end of the racetrack, take a look at the matchups. Ron Capps with low for the round gets the lane choice over Cruz Pedregon. John Force does not get lane choice. That goes to Tommy Johnson Jr. He loses lane choice even though he had the quicker ET because of the oil down. Tony Pedregon, Gary Scelzi, they have lane choice over on the other side. Let's go to Gary.
Ron Capps, did you think you had lost that critical matchup?
Yeah, again, we talked this morning, Gary, and his destiny was in our own hands. And the Stratus body, you're tucked back in there, so you don't see anything. And I've lost in Indy, and I lost to the close. I just thought I lost. There was no guardrail light that we usually look for. And his chutes were out, and he's right next to me. I thought, oh, my God, we just lost it again. This is the championship over. Until you told me when he got out of the car. And what a high and a low. You get so jacked up to cut a line, then you got to be calm in case the car shakes, and it rattled. And Cruz ran 80 something, and we need a lane choice. And for Ace to throw 75, that Brute guy is just unbelievable.
Well, good job. He goes against Cruz Pedregon in the next round. Cruz, of course, knocked out Gary Densham. Gary Densham and his team, while disappointed, they almost pulled the upset as he was closing rapidly. He just said, I ran out of racetrack. And remember, after the incident yesterday when they pancaked the wall on the left lane, they spent almost $40,000 and a lot of man hours yesterday getting that car repaired and back out. So they're taking a lot of renewed optimism, despite the loss, into Texas next week. And, of course, we're rescheduled because of Hurricane Rita. And they're excited to go to Texas. We'll all be there, and we hope you'll all be along as well.
All right, thanks, Gary. And yes, that's right. It's our next stop on the Powerade Drag Racing Series Tour. And so far, as we get ready to head for a commercial break, it'll be time for the factory hot rods. Alan Johnson up against Kurt Johnson. And Kurt, the dimming hopes of trying to catch Greg Anderson for the championship. Are you hungry? We've got the food for you here at Route 66 Raceway at Joliet, Illinois. Hello, young lady. Glad that you're here. Yeah, we're cool in our shades. Take a look at our Pro Stock ladder presented by Lucas Oil. Here are the matchups. Greg Anderson has basically been destroying everybody. It's our quickest Pro Stock field ever. In fact, Dave Howard is the only car in the 16-car field that did not run in the 660s. That's right. It's just been that good of a performance weekend all the way around. And there are the other matchups. And right now, it's just a matter of going down to the starting line and seeing how the professor's going to do. Here he is over in the left lane, the number 8 qualifier, up against Jim Yates, the number 9 qualifier.
You know, we talked about the moisture in the air affecting the fuel cars. Well, it really affects these normally aspirated Pro Stock cars because they don't have the advantage of a supercharger or being able to raise compression because they run maximum compression all the time. They're normally aspirated, so it's just what the barometric pressure is. So they can't force any more air into the engine than what Mother Nature is going to allow. So they will slow down more so than the fuel cars when the weather changes like it has from qualifying.
And of course, got to talk about Jim Yates coming off one of his best races in years, losing in the final at Maple Grove to Greg Anderson. Here he is in first round action against the professor. Light goes to Warren Johnson. First off the line was Jim Yates, but Warren drives around him with a 6.76 second elapsed time.
Both drivers had decent lates. You know, Jim Yates had almost 1/100 of a second off of the starting line. Warren Johnson right there with him. You're going to need a little bit more, I think, because WJ does have the horsepower. He's probably in a test mode a little bit because he's not going to win the championship, but he's still going to run some good numbers.
There's the Q photo finish, 61 10,000ths of a second. And that's the margin of victory at the stripe. While we've got a moment, let's talk about Sunday, October 16th. The IndyCar Series season comes to a close on ESPN. It will be the IndyCar Series Toyota Indy 400 at 3:30 Eastern. Catch a special live stream from inside Danica Patrick's car during the race, complete with both video and in-car and audio on ESPN 360. So that's Sunday, October 16th. Mark the calendar. And we come back to the starting line. We've already seen Warren Johnson advance. Here's son Kurt. He'll be in the right lane up against Alan Johnson.
A little bit of a surprise here that Kurt Johnson doesn't have lane choice, but if you look at his numbers there, he just wasn't running the number all weekend. He's about 3 or 4/100ths of a second off of Greg Anderson all through qualifying, which has been kind of unusual. It might be a situation, too, where maybe he's just trying some different things because Greg Anderson, although he doesn't have a lock on the championship right now, I think as far as maybe Kurt Johnson thinking, it's one one of those deals. Hey, let's start trying a couple things that we're either going to step up and find a big jump that may help us, or maybe we'll find something for next year.
If he doesn't have a lock, the door is closing quickly. That's how much of a margin it is right now. Here we go from high above in the AmeriQuest Airship Freedom. A double 02 for Kurt. And it pays dividends at the other end as he runs even a quicker ET. 6.75 to a 6.78. If you remember, Kurt lost in the semifinals on a red light. He pushed the tree again here. This time he gets away with it. And let's check in now with Dave Reef.
Down with a bittersweet Robert Hyde, who we heard the story on NHRA Today and again with Jimmy Prock before about how you handcrafted brand new primary levers for this race car. Levers that got you down the racetrack. You're going down the racetrack. You had to be feeling good, but the wind line just didn't come.
No, it was a nice smooth run, the smoothest of the weekend, you know, and it's good in a way, you know, we have something to go on. We'll work on it here tomorrow and we'll test, and we can probably improve on it. It'll probably be the step in the right direction, but, you know, the wind light didn't come on, and, you know, we just got to hope that these other Fords can keep going, and, you know, hopefully those Dodges get stopped here, and we can come back next week in Dallas and take over.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
So as we come back out trackside, we get ready for Dave Conley. He'll be in the left lane. V Gaines over in the right. As far as silly season, there's Bill Grumpy Jenkins. No official word from Conley's camp. They're still trying to work everything out to keep the team and everybody together in this same operation.
You know, and as good of a driver that Dave Conley is, obviously the rumors are that other teams are trying to court him, which I wouldn't be surprised because he is a tremendous talent.
Since his runner-up finish at Denver, Dave's only won 3 rounds of competition in Pro Stock. V Gaines ran his quickest pass in qualifying this weekend. Of course, a lot of people did. There was the 667. That is what made him number 6 in the qualifying pecking order. His last round win was back at Brainerd. Well, Dave Conley does it again. He drills the tree and then wins in a hole shot. His 11th hole shot reaction time win this year. That is just amazing.
And that's why everybody wants this kid to drive their race car if they're looking for a driver, because, I mean, V Gaines, give it to him. He had a great light, 0.28, and he's still second by, you know, 18 thousandths of a second, and that's the difference. Dave Conley wins on a hole shot, but V Gaines did a great job. He just came up short.
From the AmeriQuest Airship Freedom. That's what it looked like. As we come back trackside, Richie Stevens now getting ready to come to the line. The first of Don Schumacher's team in Pro Stock. He'll be up against Mike Edwards. And this is the view. Richie finally got it home to New Orleans for the first time this past week, and the floodwaters did a lot of damage. That's not his Bronco. That's the neighbor's Bronco. Dave Reef, you've got more?
Absolutely, Marty. He got in on his birthday on Tuesday, the first time he had been back to the inside of his house. He had saw the outside a couple of days prior, but as you can see, there was a lot of mud, upwards of 16 to 18 inches of mud inside of that house. Water that went on the inside all the way up to 14 feet. You can see on the outside, though, where there was sustained water of about 5 feet. He's picking CDs, DVDs, everything he can find out of the mud, trying to salvage everything he can. Still missing, though, 2 national event medals, the medals that they give the winners that wrap around your neck, buried somewhere inside of 16 inches of mud. Tough break for those guys.
And you saw the 1-800 help now on the side of the car for hurricane relief. Mike Edwards over in the right lane, the number 13 qualifier. Here we go. Boy, both cars were almost dead even off the line, and Mike Edwards takes the win, drives around Richie. Richie had qualified running a 666 and a 669 and a 671, but he falls off here to a 679.
That's a little bit of an upset. Both drivers, like you said, pretty much left together, but I think they just missed the setup on the Mopar. Richie Stevens had 101 and 60 feet to 994 for Mike Edwards, and that carries through. They just probably had a little bit too much tire spin on when he let the clutch out.
So Mike Edwards with the brand new GTO gets a round win, and there is Ron Capps' cap as they get ready for second round action in Funny Car. And of course, as you walk on through Don Schumacher's operation, you can check in and find out how Gary Scelzi's team is doing as well. Hey, when we come back, it'll be time for Greg Anderson and also his teammate Jason Line. Stay with us.
We have really had some adversity this year, really had to grind it out, and hey, the competition's just been a lot stiffer this year. A lot of guys really stepped their program up in the last year, and it's made it tougher. If we can conquer this year and win this year, it'll probably be the hardest earned one we've had.
The beds.
Welcome back to the AmeriQuest Mortgage NHRA Nationals at Route 66 Raceway as you're riding on board with Jason Line, the Summit Racing GTO. He'll be over in the right lane. Greg Stanfield will be over in the left lane. Number 2 qualifier against Stanfield, the number 15 qualifier.
And don't count out Greg Stanfield because everybody but Ron Krischer ran their best run in that Friday night session. And I'll tell you right now that Jason Line's been struggling on the starting line. Greg Stanfield's very good on the starting line, and now that the sun's out, a little bit warmer, it might be the great equalizer, but Jason does have a little bit of advantage in the horsepower department.
Yeah, I'd say 208 miles an hour and a quarter mile. That's an advantage. Boy, and you just saw that horsepower advantage, a 675 at 204 to a 681 at 202.
Yeah, Jason did the job on the starting line. Didn't have a great reaction time, but had a good reaction time. Something you need. He doesn't need a great reaction time when he's got the kind of race car that he has. Just go out there and leave good. Even if you spot the guy 200th of a second, that horsepower you got under the hood, you're going to be able to drive around him.
Let's go to the far end. Talk to Dave Conley.
Dave Conley patiently standing by here and advances easily to, I don't know if it's ever easy, to the second round, but you're going there. But what we want to know is about what's going on next year. What can you tell us about next season?
Can't really say a whole lot right now. There's a lot of things in the works, and hopefully I have some good news for you guys shortly. But we're just going to try to finish off the year a little bit stronger than we have been lately, and see if we can't get this Skull Gear car a few more rounds.
Is it your intent and hope to be able to keep this entire group together?
Definitely. Evan, Noel, and the whole Skull Gear team is just great to work with. We'll just have to see what happens.
Okay, he dodges it once again, but we keep asking.
One of these days we'll get all those answers for you. Let's talk about what's coming up next week as we head back to Dallas, and hopefully no hurricane is going to be blowing anywhere close to the area. On ESPN2, we'll kick it off with qualifying Saturday at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, and on Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we'll have NHRA Today presented by Lucas Oil, and then final elimination Sunday at 8 Eastern. Let's check in now back in the top fuel pits. Dave Reed.
And for Ron Tobler, Doug Kalipa, they're going to move on down the road to Dallas, try to get back into this championship chase with a race car. Ron, you're telling me you don't know exactly what happened. We can see something on the computer, but you don't know the reason why.
No, we really don't. It just appears that this is one of our qualifying runs from yesterday, and the engine runs out there at about 1.2 seconds, and it kind of drives itself away from the clutch. And this red line represents our last run. And for some reason, something pulled the engine down. The only thing that's going to pull the engine down is the clutch. And as the engine pulls the clutch down, then it's going to accelerate the drive shaft, and that leads into tire smoke.
And that's why they're packing up, Marty, and heading down the road to Dallas. A disappointed group today.
And it could be very costly because it just depends on how far Tony Schumacher goes.
You're good to go.
As we're back on board out on the starting line area with Jake Coughlin, you heard Rusty Glidden telling him, you're good to go. He'll be up against Larry Morgan. Jag in the left lane, Larry in the right. And Larry Morgan first off the line, first to the stripe, and both Team Schumacher cars again are out of here in first round. And for Larry Morgan, a big win, as he had qualified with his quickest pass ever at a 666, and now he ends up taking a round win here.
Well, the way Larry Morgan's been running this weekend, it's not a surprise that he won, but the surprise was he had 500ths of a second advantage off the starting line over Jag Coughlin. Larry's been doing a real good job the last couple races on the starting line, and that Mopar's been making some good horsepower. Put those two together, you're going to win some rounds.
Well, the last time he beat Jag Coughlin, he went on to win the event that day, and that was back in 2002 at Sonoma, so maybe an omen of things to come. And speaking of Sonoma, let's talk about Pro Stock points and take a look where Greg Anderson led by 50 over WJ. In fact, it was 145 all the way through the top 5. Now look at it. It's 176 coming into this race. Just a second. So Greg Anderson just been devastating.
You know, and we heard him talk about the fact that if he wins a championship, this is going to be his hardest one. And he's right, because, I mean, he was terrible at the beginning of the season, and then he just kept chipping away. They were testing a lot, getting a little bit better. You know, and it's one of those things. Those other guys, they didn't kick him when he was down, and they needed to, because he got back up, and now he's tough. And, you know, he's definitely the odds-on favorite to win the championship once again.
Dave Howard has the task of trying to take him out. The only track where Anderson has yet to win here. And Howard goes red. And Greg runs through at 6.76 seconds, so he wasn't leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else. In fact, he wasn't even low for the round, so maybe there is a chance for somebody out there.
You know, but that could be a situation like when Dave Howard goes red, it kind of throws your concentration off, and maybe you just miss a shift by 100 RPM or so, and that is so critical in these Pro Stock cars to hit those shift points. So they could go back and look at that and say, hey, next time that's not going to happen. Greg doesn't make those kind of mistakes, but it's easy to do when you're over there. You see the other guy jump out, and you just take your focus away from that shift line a little bit, and just missed a shift by just a little bit, and you slow down 2 or 3 hundredths of a second.
Okay, Erica Enders and Ron Krischer come in the line, and we have been told that there was a lane change at the last minute. Erica has the lane choice. This is her best starting position ever in Pro Stock, number 5. Of course, a career best 667, and this was Friday night when she got the news, and she was doing the dance saying, wow, I like that.
But from a performance standpoint, I don't think she could have got any worse of a draw than Greg Anderson would have been the only worse draw she could have got than Ron Krischer. Because Ron Krischer, even though he only qualified 12th, he did not make a good run in that Friday night session. In fact, his best run was actually in the 4th session, which is he's the only Pro Stock driver that had his best run that wasn't in the Friday session. So, I mean, this is going to be huge for Erica. Ron Krischer's running very good in the heat right now.
Yeah, this may be our best matchup performance-wise. These guys both running very well. Watch the reaction time. Performance of Ron Krischer during qualifying, it did not carry over here, as this one was a walkover. Erica 6.77 seconds at 2:04.
Yeah, Ron Krischer must have broke something shortly after he let the clutch out. Maybe it just didn't go into 2nd gear or something, but because it broke pretty early. But Erica, hey, got her 2nd round win, does a good job. That car's been running very good all week, and she deserves it.
Take another look. And Gary, you've got more on Ron Krischer?
Yeah, Larry Morgan was standing here at the monitor with us and was watching, and he said, even before they went to the line, he said Krischer's in trouble. He said they even had him trying to help them, that they had a problem in one of the holes, and they pretty much anticipated that was what was going to happen on the launch.
So now we do have some more inside information. Thanks, Gary. Let's take a look at the Pro Stock ladder presented by Lucas Oil. Greg Anderson has lane choice over his former boss, WJ. Erica has lane choice over Mike Edwards. And on the other side, it will be Kurt Johnson over Jason Line, Larry Morgan over Dave Conley. Hey, when we come back, it'll be time for Powerade Power Time, and we'll talk to Tony Pedregon, coming off his first win as a team owner.
It's the new book from ESPN's Bill Book from ESPN's Bill Simmons.
Today's Speed World presentation of the AmeriQuest NHRA Nationals brought to you by Bombardier. For the ultimate power, versatility, and handling, try the ultimate ride, the Bombardier Outlander ATV. And Olive Garden. When you're here, your family.
And you're looking down on the Nitro Mall here at Route 66 Raceway. Some of the souvenirs that you can find back in the Midway as well at the AmeriQuest Mortgage Company NHRA Nationals. And while we've got a moment, there's a great young fan. Let's talk about Sunday, October 16th, because the IndyCar Series season comes to a close on ESPN. Indy 500 champion and the 2005 points champion and winner of 6 races this season, Dan Wheldon, will lead him to the green flag. The IndyCar Series Toyota Indy 400, Sunday, October 16th, 3:30 Eastern on ESPN. You know, after 5 years in a championship, funny car driver Tony Pedregon left John Force's camp to start his own team. Not even Tony can deny that his new venture has been both challenging and at times frustrating. In this Powerade Power Time, we asked Tony if he ever doubted his decision to leave John.
I don't think there was any doubt, really, from the start. Maybe just me understanding that there was a transition I had to go to. But once I made the commitment, once I made the jump, there was no turning back. There are times that I see John and I miss the relationship, I miss the friendship, and you know, we had some challenges over there as well, but it makes you wonder sometimes, but not about making any decisions. I think it makes you, maybe it motivated me more, maybe try harder.
We was always on the same team.
2 weeks ago in Reading, Tony met his former boss in the finals. It was their 7th meeting as competitors, and Tony had never won before. Force in trouble. It's a pedal fest, and Tony is going to get his first win as an owner.
It paid off when I crossed the finish line and saw that win light, and I think the way that we did it and the person that we beat in the final really made it a little more special. But again, the key is on to phase 2, and that's to try to win more of these.
We've got to take a commercial break. When we come back, it'll be time for Nitro, round number 2 at the Ameriquest Mortgage NHRA Nationals.
Coming into this season, no, I didn't have any idea that we would be in contention for a championship, mainly because I'm a rookie. I knew the car was capable of winning, and you doubt yourself. You don't know what to think until you actually get thrown in the battle. And now I think we've got a realistic shot, so we're going to do our best.
To win the championship out here, it would definitely go right to the top. Even over a win at Indy, so it would be awesome.
Welcome back to the Ameriquest Mortgage Company NHRA Nationals, Route 66 Raceway in Joliet, Illinois. It's race 20 of 23 on the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series, and I'm Marty Reed along with Mike Dunn, Dave Reed, Gary Gerald, and our entire ESPN2 crew, and we are glad that you are with us. We're getting ready for second round of Top Fuel action as we look at the aerial footage brought to us today by the Ameriquest Airship Freedom. Ameriquest, proud sponsor of the American Dream. And thanks, guys, for all the great pictures. Joining us here in the broadcast booth is the tuner for Robert Hight, crew chief Jimmy Prock, and welcome to the penalty box.
Yeah, I like you guys, but I'd rather be out there racing right now.
Hey, we mentioned it on the first round. You run like the second, third quickest pass, and unfortunately, you just run up against the wrong guy.
Yeah, we did. We changed some stuff last night, made some pretty big changes, and I was, pretty happy with how we ran, and I knew they'd be tough. It was 0.003 of a second, and, sometimes you win some of those, and sometimes you don't. But I was happy with our performance.
All right, let's get you caught up on Top Fuel as they've already fired the engines for round number 2. Let's take you back to round number 1, and it was a disaster for numbers 2 and 3 in the points. Larry Dixon went down to Scott Coletta, and then Doug Coletta comes out and goes up in smoke against David Grubnick, and Grubnick takes the win. And then Tony Schumacher, after running 4 passes in the 440 range, including a new national record, he goes just a 452 and takes the win and adds 20 more points. Here is the matchups as we head into round number 2, and it will be Schumacher with the lane choice, as does Brandon Bernstein, Scott Coletta, and Doug Herbert. In fact, that Doug Herbert Clay Millican match is the one we're going to focus on right now, as there you see Clay. He'll be over in the right lane.
Doug Herbert has lane choice. He's chosen that left-hand lane, as every fuel car has in the first round. Just lanes look like they're very, very even, though, and we saw with your run, Jimmy. You were right there, obviously.
Yeah, the lanes aren't an issue at this track. They're very evenly matched.
Doug Herbert since Sonoma, been to the semifinals or better at every race. The only exception, Memphis. Going to the semifinals again. 4.58 seconds. And guys, this car right now, these guys, they could be a problem for some people.
Car just keeps going down the racetrack, and plus they're capable of running the big numbers, seems like, when they need to. Another 450, 80 laps time. Clay Millican, you saw him get the jump off starting line, but boy, then hikes that front end up, starts to wash the front end over towards the right, and just gets those tires loose, goes into a little bit of tire shaking. At that point, all he can do is watch Doug Herbert pull away.
So at the far end of the racetrack, they make the outrun, and we've got Warren Johnson on headsets back in the pit area. And Warren, thanks for taking the time to talk to us, because I know you work on the car quite a bit.
Unfortunately, I do.
All right, we'll make it as quickly as we can. I mean, right now, should we just be giving this trophy to Greg Anderson? Is there anything anybody can do to stop this guy?
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody's beatable out there. He just got on a little bit of a string. I understand they made a little bit more power in the last month or so, but it's a case that that envelope is getting narrower and narrower as far as power is available. So I would say when this season starts over again next year, it's going to be a whole new ball game, but we're not giving up at this point in time. Kurt's AC Delco Cobalt is running right there, and this GTO is hanging with them too. So it's not a case that's going to be an absolute total runaway. It's a case that everybody, at least these 4 cars, are going to be battling it right down to the wire.
Hey, Warren, Jimmy Prock and myself, both being fuel racers, we had one question. Have you ever thrown out 7 rods on a run in your pro stock car?
No, I couldn't afford to throw out 7 rods on a run. I've thrown a couple out over the years. I think the worst one I ever had was probably about 1978 or 79, where I broke some in Seattle. But we've been in pretty good shape. Knock on wood, you know how that goes.
All right, thanks, Warren. We'll let you get back to it. I want to, Doug, he just insinuated you're dropping 7 rods left and right here.
Yeah, well, the nitro thing can definitely tear up parts a little easier than gasoline.
All right, let's talk about Scott Coletta and Tim Cullinan. We pointed out in first round that Scott won this race here back in the spring, but you saw his round record there. It has not been the kind of season that they had hoped for. Here is Tim Cullinan as he got his first round win earlier today. Whoa, Cullinan. Scott goes 4.61 seconds, but boy, Cullinan got awfully close to the center line. In fact, I think he may have crossed it.
I think he definitely crossed it. That thing was definitely rotating around there. Look at the track, looking like maybe they possibly got some fluid under the tires to cause that car to rotate that much. Watch, the car launches right here, wheels up, and then right there it goes into tire smoke. And look how far that thing comes around on him. Almost looked like a funny car there.
Yeah, it just got a little, looked like he might have been in the throttle a little longer, pretty sideways, and still had the throttle down there.
How's Robert Hight done on situations like that? Because we know when that thing starts 8,000 horsepower and starts to spin, it'll come around plenty quick on you.
Oh, it does. Robert's come a long way, and from the first pedal job in Pomona, shaking and all the stuff, he had it sideways like that too. And but the thing that's impressed me is I can go back to Indy, and we smoked the tires against Dell that round, and he pedaled it. We did the same thing the next day, and he had the car going 30 miles an hour faster at half track. He gathered it up so much better run to run. So, he's improving all the time.
All right, let's go to the far end, Gary.
With Doug Herbert, consistency has been oh so good for this team this weekend. And are you starting to think now, is this a winning car today?
I tell you what, we're looking pretty good. Wayne Dupree is incredible. With him coming on board has just made such a difference. Snap-on cars going down the track, running good, and we're turning on the win light, and that's what's really important right now. And Brissett, all the guys on the team are just doing a great job. Redline Oil, DougHerbert.com, and Herbert Performance, everybody that helps us, man. Woo!
Keep it up.
That's it.
And, of course, they announced the extension with Snap-on Tools. So congratulations to Doug. Let's talk about what's coming up next week on ESPN2. We'll have qualifying from the O'Reilly Fall Nationals in Dallas Saturday at 4 Eastern. Then NHRA Today, presented by Lucas Oil, Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And 3 hours of final eliminations at 8 Eastern, all on ESPN2, the home of NHRA Powerade Drag Racing. As we get ready now for Brandon Bernstein in the left lane, David Grubnick over in the right lane.
It's a great matchup right here. Brandon Bernstein, they had some problems in Maple Grove. We talked about the first round when they broke that reverser in the first round at Maple Grove. But they've come in here and they just keep getting better and better. Made a good pass in the first round with the 454. David Grubnick struggled all through qualifying, but boy, he put it all together with that first round win over his teammate Doug Coletta and made a nice run at 455.
David Grubnik, you see his round record, but in 12 trips to Joliet, the 11 prior, he's never made it out of second round. Dave Reef.
Concerns for Kenny Bernstein's team. Brandon, the driver, Tim Richards, the general crew chief on that effort. They did get the round win, 454, but Timmy told me they threw the rods out of the car. Don't know exactly why. He was up front with me telling me that he's having a little bit of an issue with the rev limiter. Doesn't think it was a contributor in this case, but he's struggling with it a little bit.
Well, he's going to get a chance to check him one more time. Brandon Bernstein goes 4.50 seconds at 3:25 to move into the semifinals.
Yeah, I don't think he struggled too much there. I think a 450 run in the heat is a very good pass right now. So far, low ET of eliminations at 325 miles per hour. Kenny Bernstein definitely likes what he sees there.
Yeah, that was a great run. I mean, a 50 in the heat. You know, Timmy, he's definitely one of the best that's ever done this. And, you know, he usually brings out his best against the Coletta boys.
Well, this is big for Brandon. Remember, guys, he came out of first-round losses at Memphis, Indianapolis, Maple Grove, 3 in a row, and now he's into the semifinals. Let's check in now with Dave Reef. He's caught up with Corey McLenithan.
Disappointed, obviously, with a round 1 loss. Corey McLenithan, of course, you've got the pain from the double hernia that will get taken care of. Maybe after Dallas, you're telling me maybe after Pomona. That's all, though, tempered by a big announcement you're ready to make.
Yeah, we it's one of those things where it's that time of season and you start hearing rumors of where everybody's going to be, and there's been some rumors out there that I was going to be changing seats, and that's definitely not true. I just re-signed with the Carrier boys till through 2009. So I mean, I'm very happy to say that. My wife, my dad, nobody knows about this. So this is first-hand news for everybody right now.
Good news for you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
A couple of Vicodin, he'll be good to go in that seat through 2009.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that helps the concentration level, though, that Vicodin. All right, we get ready now for Morgan Lucas and Tony Schumacher. And for the hopes of Larry Dixon and Doug Coletta, they are banking on Morgan. What do you think about this race car right now?
Well, that's definitely the baddest dragster on the planet there. It's Alan's definitely got it going, and the thing that's so impressive is how quick early in the run it is. You know, you just look at the sheets and the thing really gets to the 330, and it can do it consistently.
Dave, you've got more?
Yeah, I think it's the first time, Marty, I've ever walked up to a crew chief and said, gee, you went 452, your car slowed down. What the heck is wrong with it? He had a big smile on his face, told me he just missed on the weather conditions a little bit. We talked about the extra moisture and the extra horsepower you're going to need in these cars today because the track is so good. He just said it was a little underpowered. He didn't put near enough in it. He says he's made very little changes because he knows he can go down with what it was earlier. The conditions certainly not any better now. So don't be surprised to see another low 450 run on this pass.
Tony, 8-1 in his career against Morgan Lucas.
I tell you, Morgan Lucas has a really good car coming in this round. I mean, it's running consistently in the low 450 range. Morgan's been a terror on the trees. Very, very quick. It's good reaction times. Tony knows this. He knows that he can't just take this lightly. He's got to be there when that tree gets activated.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Morgan can give him a good run for his money here.
Not this time. 450, 327. But by 1/1000th of a second, guys, Brandon Bernstein's going to have lane choice. But like you said, Jimmy, it may not make much difference.
Yeah, I don't think the lanes are an issue here, really. I mean, there's been good runs in both lanes, and that won't be an issue.
Yeah, and I got to agree with that. Even though we saw Morgan Lucas spin the tires, you know they probably got a little bit more aggressive on the tune-up, and a situation like that, it's just, you know, that's a deal where that car's so good, it make you beat yourself sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. You know, when you have a car that runs like Tony, he made a great run there too, but you're going to win rounds from people pushing too hard because they know they got to be at their best.
Let's go to Gary.
Brandon, quickly, 1,000th, you get lane choice. How important is that going to be against Schumacher?
Well, I think it's going to be crucial. You know, Tim and Kim and the guys are doing a great job with this Budweiser Lucas Oil team, and it's good to be back in the semifinals finally. You know, we're on a little bit of a snide, but we're back.
And with a 450 and also with a shattered rubber belt along the way.
All right, thanks, Gary. As already cars have fired in Funny Car as we get ready for our first pair, and that will be to Medlin. Let's get you caught up in case you're just tuning in round number 1. Gary Scelzi, the points leader, took care of business easily over Mike Ashley. And then John Force beats Phil Burkhart, but he drops oil in the process, and he was out of freebies. It cost him 10 points in the process, so that hurts in the championship chase. Don't watch this one. You don't want to see this one. This is Cabs taking care of Jimmy Proctor's car and his driver. That was the margin, 475 for Ron Cabs. And then Eric Medlin took care of Whit Bazemore as he advanced to second round action. Take a look at the ladders now, and you can see the lane choice goes to Cabs and TJ, Tony Pedregon, and Gary Scelzi. Now, Force actually ran a quicker elapsed time, but because of the oil down, he loses lane choice. That's why Tony gets it. So we get ready now for Tony Pedregon and Eric Medlin. And Tony Pedregon coming off the big win at Reading. What do you think about this matchup?
It'll be a good matchup. I mean, both these cars are very good race cars, and you know, we'll just have to see who's got the best stuff right now.
Drag race, and the win goes to Tony Pedregon in a hole shot. 4.82 seconds to the quicker 480. Tony had 3 100ths in the bank coming off the line, and it is the second reaction time loss this season for Eric Medlin, and that's going to hurt in the championship chase.
Wow, that was a great drag race. So I thought Eric was going to have it just at the other end, because he did run some, made up that elapsed time by half track, and he was running much bigger speed at that point. But just right before the end, it kind of gave up the ghost a little bit, and Tony just squeaked by for the win.
Yeah, he was out on him right there, and right there at the end, I don't know what happened. He made a little move, and he just drove around him. I thought he had him there for a while.
Take a look at the Q photo finish, 44 10,000ths of a second. Take a look at the incrementals, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Tony was pretty much ahead all the way, but Eric had definitely pulled up at the half track. You saw it with a couple hundredths of a second better run, and he was running more mile per hour at the 8th mile, so he definitely had a chance to go around him until something happened.
All right, we've got to take a commercial break. Stay with us. We've still got a lot more coming your way. Cruz Pedregon next to come to the line against Ron Cabs. Raceway, the thrash begins for Brandon Bernstein's team in the Budweiser Lucas Oil Top Fuel campus. They have 75 minutes to make the turnaround. Meanwhile, back out trackside, we get ready for the next pair of floppers, and it is another important race in the championship. Cruz Pedregon, the pole sitter, will be in the right lane. Ron Cabs, who ran low for that first round, will be in the left lane.
You know, Cruz Pedregon's #1 qualifier. He makes the horsepower, but I don't think he's got the setup for these kind of conditions. I mean, it almost looks like, you know, the tune-up came to, or the racetrack came to their tune-up on Friday night where they could throw everything at it. He still hasn't shown me that they've got a great tune-up for these kind of conditions, but they do have the horsepower. If they get it hooked up, obviously they can run good. Ron Cabs, he just got to keep doing what he's been doing. He doesn't run the big numbers, but he runs good numbers, and he's been doing it consistently.
Yeah, he definitely has. You know, he put together some solid runs here, and like you said, I agree. Mike Cruz's cars are very fast right now, but you have to, you know, we'll have to see if they have a handle on, you know, adapting to when the track warms up to make the run.
Track temperature, 98 degrees. The work goes on back in the pits. That's Tony Schumacher and the Army of One getting the Top Fuel machine back into the pits. And they do it differently from everybody else. They back the car in rather than pulling it in. Here we go. Exactly what you were saying, Mike. The temperature came up. The track temperature's gone up a little bit. And unfortunately for Cruz, it means he's out of here. A 479 for Ron Cabs. And Cabs, with that round win, moves into 4th place in the championship chase ahead of Eric Medlin.
Ron Capps, Ed McCullough are doing a very good job as we watch Cruz here launch off the starting line. Did not have lane choice. He was in that right-hand lane. Started to rattle the tires, started to spin. He backpedaled, tried to get to recover just in case Ron was having the same problem. But unfortunately for Cruz, he was not. He was hooked up all the way down that racetrack.
Let's go to Gary. Tony Pedregon patiently waiting here as he has advanced now to the semifinals. Does this job ever become relaxed and you just kind of take it for granted, or you have to be up on that tire all the time?
No, it tests you every day. It's very competitive. It's a very high stakes game, and Q gives me the power to do what we do. And you know, we got a little temperature here, a little temperature in the track, but boy, that stuff is bulletproof, and we appreciate what they do for us, and great stuff in Snap-on. And Forces cars, I know how they play the game, and love them like family, but it is good to beat them.
Yeah, especially with a hole shot.
Let's talk a little bit about hole shots, Mike. Driver, we got crew chief. What is it?
It's a combination of both of those things, plus another thing. That reaction time is actually not a true driver reaction time. There's three elements involved. It's how the driver stages the car. It is how the driver reacts to that light, but then it's also how the car reacts when the driver hits the throttle. Because remember, that car has to move, about 12 inches before it breaks the beam. And if that car doesn't move as quick as that, we're only talking hundredths of a second. Yeah. The driver can actually react quicker, but then have a slower reaction time.
Yes, that's true. The car reaction comes into it, and you're only looking for hundredths of a second. 300ths of a second is a big difference in reaction time. And
let's get more from Dave Reed.
Del Worsham qualified with a 472, slowed down nearly a tenth in that first round today. Talked to Chuck Worsham, much like Alan Johnson and some of the other crew chiefs, just plain missed on the weather. They know they need to step it up here against Gary Scelzi, so they've upped their compression, they've upped their blower. That means they put on a thinner head gasket to get the compression higher. They're spinning the blower faster, trying to get more air in there. All of that equaling more power, hopefully enough power to take out Gary Scelzi.
Well, if he does, it tightens up the points championship. You say no chance? Did you see that? I mean, Scelzi just rocketed away. 4.77 seconds, 328 miles an hour, and another 20 valuable points in the championship chase.
What a great job by Gary Scelzi, crew chief Mike Neff. I mean, Gary did his job on the starting line, had 200ths of a second over Del Worsham right from the get-go, and never looked back. Just started pulling away right through the middle of the racetrack and carried it all the way to the finish line into the semifinals.
Yeah, that was a very nice run there. That car's been impressive lately, and it has a good combination. I don't know if the track temperature's over 100 or whatever right now, but they definitely have a good combination in those conditions.
It's right at 98 degrees. Let's go to Gary.
Ron Capps with runs at 79 and I believe 75 in the first round. How much does that boost your confidence when we've talked so much about the pressure of the championship chase?
It's huge. I stole some at the start line, so that was probably a good 76 or 77. Cruz goes in deep a lot, so I didn't want to get beat on a hole shot by the numbers there, and so I shoved it in there. So credit Ace with a little bit more than that, but it's huge to go around. I mean, I used up all my energy that first round win, and I just feel a little bit more calm, but it's huge. There's a big crosswind here. If Mike Dunn can tell you, the Jag Zen-Car camera, you'll see that you get past the grandstands and a huge crosswind blows you across there, and I had full lock on the wheel, and it's done it every round, so we just got to be ready for it.
Okay, and of course he now waits to find out who he runs against. Will it be Tommy Johnson or will it be John Force?
All right, as they wait at that end, the engine comes to life at this end. Did you ever drive funny car, Top Fuel, or did you ever want to?
No, when I was a kid growing up around this, I just looked and I got interested in the mechanical side of it. I figured it'd be hard to get a driving job, and if you didn't own it or you couldn't promote a sponsor, then it might be tough to drive. I didn't see myself doing either of those.
All right, let's talk about the Funny Car Championship, because there is a possibility of having a tie, and here's how it works, Mike.
Yeah, we looked this up a while back. We just figured it'd be most, whoever had the most wins in the season, but it wasn't. It was the driver with the most head-to-head wins throughout the season between the two tied cars, or maybe in this case, three, who knows. If it's still tied, then the driver with the most round wins throughout the season. It's still tied again. We go to number 3, driver with the most points earned in qualifying throughout the season. And if it's still tied, then I'll tell you what, I'm moving back to California and going back to grinding cranks. But it'd be the driver with the lowest qualifying average from the 10 quickest qualifying ETs during the season.
I don't think we'll get that far. All right, wonder if
I hope not, because I don't want to grind cranks anymore.
John's gone through his 75-minute anger management course. He's back behind the wheel, docked the 10 points, lost lane choice, but he's not thinking about any of that right now, I'm sure. Or is he, Jimmy Brock?
No, he's focusing on racing Tommy Johnson here, and you know, I think he can rise to the occasion. He's done it plenty of times. I don't think there's been anybody any better ever at doing it.
He has to, or he falls 63 points behind Scelzi. He does. 4.79 the elapsed time. So John Force keeps pace. He is 43 points behind Gary Scelzi right now. Robert Hight in third with 70 behind. Eric Medlin has dropped to fifth. He's 100 back. Ron Capps is 85 behind.
Boy, was he ready for 0.56 reaction time. He was probably in a little bit deep, but 400's better than Tommy Johnson. That's John Force. When the going gets tough, I mean, he just gets tougher. Austin Coyle gives him a nice tune-up, looks nice and clean on the other end. That's key, and it's a good win.
Yeah.
And take a look at this. John Force is going to have lane choice because of speed over Ron Capps in the semifinal. In our other matchup, it will be Gary Scelzi, who went low for the round at 4.77 seconds. And there's John at the far end of the racetrack, and we're going to say so long to Jimmy Brock. We will see you in 1 week down at Dallas.
Okay, hopefully I'm not back here.
You're not allowed to come back. We'll talk to Gary Scelzi when we come back. Stay with us. There's Gary Scelzi's car back here at Route 66 Raceway after 2 solid runs. The points leader is in, getting ready for the semifinals once again. And let's go to the top end. Gary Gerould.
It's always a carnival when you're up here with John Force and with Gary Scelzi. The wild thing and the wilder thing, I guess. I don't know. Scelzi.
Didn't you hear that? What? He cussed.
Don't he?
He said poo-poo. I heard you.
Watch out, you're gonna get run over by the car that you love.
How do you contend with this guy?
This is making it easier.
Championship fight.
It's a mess. I mean, I love him to death. I'm not giving him the key to the condo back no matter who wins. I'm keeping that. And there better be fresh sheets on there because I'm coming there next week. You know, we're going at it. We're having fun. This is the way it's supposed to be. I mean, we don't have to get down in the dirt, but we probably will later, hopefully, if we see him in the end.
You're a liar. You ain't having fun. You sick as me. I'm sick.
You having fun, John?
I always have fun. I'm sick. But that's how you got to fight the fight, and that's what Castrol, Fort Mac, AAA, everybody pays us for. You know, bottom line, Mile Heap, she's finally starting to talk. Coyle sets her on fire. Then I cuss. I lose. No, I didn't cuss. He cussed this time. But, you know, that's going to be right down to the wire, and I gave him 10 points in that oil down.
And I thank you for that.
Yeah.
And never mind.
We ain't talked for a week. They don't bring my stuff.
All right. Dave Reef, would you please bring some sanity to the situation?
I can bring some sanity and some levity to the situation with Bernie Federle. Bernie, as John and Gary and these guys continue to carry on at the far end, we've put so much of pressure and been talking to the drivers about the pressures of this championship chase. What is it like from a crew chief's perspective? Do you find yourself double, triple checking numbers, making sure the tune-up exactly what you want?
Oh boy, yeah, no, it's crunch time. You know, we've raced all year to have the opportunity to be up front in the points series, and you know, yeah, there's just no room for error. You know, and especially at this facility today, there's, you know, the cars are running great. You know, and it's you know, it's kind of put up or shut up time, I guess.
Could you imagine doing this all by yourself if you didn't have Austin Coyle and the gang and Jimmy Prock?
Can't even imagine it. Those guys, I mean, they're fantastic to work with.
The pressure is at least spread out for these guys, and that includes the Schumacher team as well. Mike Neff leaning on some pretty important people as well, including Alan Johnson.
Yeah, everybody gets tied up in knots, that's for sure. All right, let's get you caught up on Pro Stock. Take you back to round number 1. And Warren Johnson closest to you in the left lane, took care of business against Jim Yates in a very good Pro Stock race. And then it was his son, Kurt Johnson, eliminating Alan Johnson. KJ over in the right lane, and by almost a full car length. And then let's go on board with Greg, because you see Dave Howard was out on him just for a little bit, but then forget about it. It was all Greg. And then Erica Enders picks up her second round win of the season when Ron Krischer has all kinds of problems. But Erica still ran very solid and has been running well all weekend long. In fact, she has a chance to turn another page of history as we take a look at the Pro Stock ladder presented by Lucas Oil. And you can see that she has lane choice over Mike Edwards, as does Greg Anderson, KJ, and Larry Morgan over Dave Conley. And that history would be no female has ever made it to the semifinals in Pro Stock, which you may find hard to believe, but it is the truth.
Well, you know, and Pro Stock's one of the harder cars to drive, because not only do you have to get the car to launch, get a good reaction time, but yeah, it's so important to be able to shift the car on time at the right RPM. Otherwise, you lose elapsed time. And we talked about in fuel cars, we're dealing with hundredths of a second in reaction time and so forth. It's the same thing with the Pro Stock cars. Plus, if you miss the shifts a little bit going down the track, you can lose 100th or 200ths of a second on that too.
The one thing she's been working on from her end has been her reaction times. Got a problem with Mike Edwards' car.
They're looking down at the clutch pedal area. I don't know if there's a problem with one of the switches under there that helps with the rev limiter, because there's a switch down there when they rev the thing up off the line lock, and then they release, it holds the RPM until they release the clutch and then allows the RPM to climb when they launch the cars.
You see Rick Stewart telling them, move it in. In fact, Erica is already pre-staged.
If that's not working, it's going to be very hard for him to get this thing to launch, because he ain't going to be able to put the throttle to the mat.
Does it. 6:79, and she's on her way to her first semifinal. And look at the celebration back at the starting line. The Slammers crew is slamming all the way into the semis, and congratulations to everybody.
Yeah, and they deserve it. That car has been running very well all weekend, and Erica did a nice job on the starting line, had 100th of a second advantage. Looked like Mike Edwards, I don't know if he did have a problem or they got it fixed, but he had a decent light. But Erica was held it from start to finish. It was all her.
So, who will she face in the semifinals? Will it be Greg Anderson or Warren Johnson? That one still to be determined. And there is Erica at the far end of the racetrack. And
like that time. 40 to hit 50.
And you can hear them talking about you've already got the light. And told her she had a 40. She'll be pleased with that. The helmet comes off. And look at the crew. And listen to the crowd. As Erica climbs out, the crew quickly hustles down to not only get the car, but to congratulate their driver on another page of NHRA Powerade drag racing history. We'll talk to her in just a moment, but first let's go back, set the stage for Jason Line in the left lane. Kurt Johnson over in the right lane.
Kurt struggled in qualifying, but first round he definitely stepped up and ran a better number than Jason by a few thousandths of a second. So he definitely seemed to have found his performance in his setup here. This should be a good race.
Watch the reaction time. Kurt was first off the line, but Jason drives around him. 6.74 seconds at 2:04 to a 6:76.
Just another good drag race. Both drivers had good reaction time. Jason Line, we talked about, been struggling on the starting line. He's looked very good today. Even though Kurt had about 100th of a second advantage, Jason still had a good reaction time. And with that horsepower under the hood of that Pontiac, he was able to drive around and right at the finish.
Margin of victory, 33 ten-thousandths of a second. Let's go to Gary.
Well, Erica Enders, here you are with another little piece of NHRA history. First woman to go to the semifinals. What are you feeling?
Oh, this is awesome. This feeling's amazing, This track's awesome. My guys have done a wonderful job this weekend. The car's running great, and the Slammers Ultimate Milk Cobalt could go to the next round. We got Greg, but anything can happen here. He says this track's bad luck for him, so we'll see what happens. Thank you very much.
She's already given Greg the round win, and the race hasn't even happened yet. Don't let Warren know that. That'll really get him up on the tire. And now we got Dave Conley with an onboard camera. This is going to be a good race. Larry Morgan's been no slouch lately on the reaction time, and we already know what Dave Conley can do with 11 reaction time wins. Morgan beat Conley the second time in their prior 10 meetings back at Maple Grove in round 1 on a hole shot. Remember, if both cars ran identical elapsed times.
Morgan's been doing Larry Morgan's been doing a great job on the starting line, and he's got a car right now. He has the better car than Dave Conley, so he needs to go out there and just do the same thing he did in Maple Grove. Go out there and cut a nice light, try to leave with him. Maybe, if he can leave on Dave Conley, he's doing a great job. He's probably going to get the win.
Conley, big advantage. Is it enough? Oh, yes, it is. Another hole shot, his 12th this year. 679 to the quicker, but losing 678. And as you said, Mike, after last round, now you know why everybody wants him driving their car.
Yeah, last round Larry Morgan had an 0.18 reaction time. He wishes he would have had it this time because he could have definitely used it. But it almost looked like Larry, we talked about the car reacting. It looked like when he let the pedal out, the car spun the tire pretty hard. That will also slow down your reaction time some. As we go back and look again, you see that Larry Morgan just kind of fighting a little bit off the starting line. Dave Conley was straight and true and into the semifinals.
Let's go back to last year. How many hole shot wins do you think he had last year?
I give up.
11. He's got 12 now, and we still have 3 more races. And there's the Q photo finish. So there you get exactly the margin, half a car length at the end of the stripe as we get ready now for Warren Johnson and Greg Anderson. Erica has already given Greg the win. I don't know if Warren has that news yet, but we're about to find out.
Kind of interesting. I mean, Greg Anderson, a lot of the pro stock teams have been kind of split up between choosing the right lane or the left lane. I mean, Greg Anderson obviously had lane choice first round. He took the right lane. This round, he chose the left. And I think maybe because he saw Jason Line possibly, what he did. Kurt Johnson had lane choice, and Jason didn't have it. So maybe there's, basically the lanes are very, very equal, but every once in a while, I mean, Greg Anderson's definitely not afraid to go against the grain. If everybody's taking the left lane, he'll put in the right or vice versa. So he knows that car and that racetrack better than anybody out there. But Warren Johnson, he knows that's his old boss. He can be tough.
Greg wins this race. His lead goes to over 200. Warren, first off the stripe. He's out on him. And he's got him. Warren takes down the points leader, 674 to a 676, and Greg Anderson still has yet to win at one and only one track, and it happens to be Route 66.
And the crowd goes wild. They love WJ, and I'll tell you what, he did a great job there. 200ths of a second advantage over Greg off the starting line. I almost got to think that there's, Greg Anderson's got a problem. We saw in the first round he didn't run the number, and I kind of thought that maybe he just missed the ship because Dave Howard jumped out there when he red lighted against him. But obviously, I mean, right there, the car just did not perform like it had been in qualifying. And Warren Johnson, man, he just spanked him.
You want to get an idea how bad this track can be to Greg Anderson? Let's go back to 2002, closest to you, as he went turtle. He wasn't hurt, except his pride, maybe.
Lost a freeze plug in the motor, got some water underneath the tire, and it doesn't take much to get these things loose out there in the middle, and he just went towards the wall. He overcorrected to avoid hitting the wall, which was a good thing at the time because it slid on the roof, and they were able to make the repairs. Had that thing gotten in the wall, they would not have been able to repair that car.
And there is the professor at the far end of the racetrack. Here are the matchups in the semifinals. WJ has lane choice by 5/100ths over Erica, and it'll be Jason with the lane choice in the other semifinal. We'll talk to the professor when we come back. We've got to take commercial break. Stay with us. We're coming back to the AmeriQuest Mortgage Company Nationals.
On your mark.
Route 66 Raceway at Joliet, Illinois. Stop number 20 of 23 on the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. And our aerial footage today provided by the AmeriQuest Airship Freedom. AmeriQuest, proud sponsor of the American Dream. And our thanks to pilots Pepe Colon and Russell Mills and cameraman Joel Barkin. Thanks, guys. And as we come back down trackside, there is Erica Enders and her team coming back after their big win, putting them into their first semifinal in their career in pro stock. And Gary is with her next opponent, and it's not Greg Anderson.
Greg Anderson rolls his car by. Warren Johnson stands here, and it's Warren who advances, not Greg this time. Just saw a little ladybug crawling up your arm here, aren't they? Isn't that a sign of good luck?
Well, I don't know. As soon as we get all the bugs worked out, this thing will probably run.
Always turns a quick line. How much tougher is it to make horsepower when there's so much moisture in the air today compared to your 2 qualifying days?
Well, for these naturally aspirated engines, it's awful tough. That water that's in the air, we can't burn that. Fuel cars, you know, they basically can bring their own horsepower with their oxygenated fuel, and they really don't suffer like we do. But, you know, as long as the show is relatively close, the fans are the ones that are our only real customer out there, and they're the ones that count.
And as one of the grand champions of this sport over the years, you're facing one of the new young faces now in Erica Enders. Your thought about the next matchup?
Well, see, that's the great thing about motorsports. You can have the whole gamut of ages and sexes out there, and that's what makes it interesting. You know, we got this GM Performance Parts GTO running pretty decently, but they're coming along with their program. They made great strides this year, and you know, I applaud them for that.
I will look forward to that next round. Thanks.
Thank you.
So some kind words from Warren. Let's go to Dave Reef for some big news.
Down in the pits of Morgan Lucas, joining me now, Forrest Lucas, the president, of course, of Lucas Oil and Morgan's father. And Forrest, there's been many rumors about what's going to take place next year with regards to you, Joe Amato, Top Fuel Racing, your son. Can you shed some light on it for us?
Well, we're definitely going to have our own team next year. We're working with some co-sponsors to help out a little bit. We've got some cars ordered. We kind of talked to Joe about maybe buying his team out. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I think Joe's kind of wanting to get out of it one way or another. We want to get into it one way or another, kind of like having control of our own destiny, you know. So it's definitely going to happen.
Is destiny and you wanting to do your own thing kind of ultimately what led to this?
Yeah, nothing against the guys here. They've done a good job. It's been a good team, you know. But I'm pretty much in control of everything I got money into, you know. And I think it's just something I wanted to do. I'm not going to say anything bad about anybody. These guys have done a terrific job. You know that as well as I do. You know, we had a lot of near wins, no wins, but a lot of near wins. And I'm not saying we can do any better with anybody else in control. But we're definitely going to be our own team next year.
That sheds a little light on Morgan Lucas's future. We did try to talk to Joe Amato. He is on his way back to Pennsylvania, Marty.
All right, thanks, Dave. So the big news continues here as we get ready for more big news. Who's going to win between Ron Capps and John Force? We've got Top Fuel and Funny Car coming your way. Semifinals.
It's not wood and concrete.
Welcome back to the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series here at Route 66 Raceway, the AmeriQuest Mortgage Nationals. This is part of the show. This is Mike Romine on a Nitro Harley, and look at this. He is carrying the front end almost the whole way down the track. He's going to need to go to the finish line. And I'm not talking about the stripe. I'm talking about the shoe store. Did you see him dragging that right foot? All right, let's talk about Top Fuel in round number 1 to get you caught up, just in case you weren't with us. Larry Dixon goes down at the hands of Scott Coletta. Team Coletta was thrilled about that because that would help Doug Coletta. Yay, Connie says. But then Doug goes up against David Grubnick and blows the wheels off of it, and he's out of here in first round. And it means that Tony Schumacher marches on. Here he takes care of Morgan Lucas in round number 2. If he goes on to win the event, he'll leave here with a 205-point lead thanks to the 20-point bonus of the national record. Here's our Top Fuel ladder presented by Lucas Oil, and you'll see that Brandon Bernstein has lane choice over Tony, but there may be a problem in the Bernstein camp. More on that in a moment. First up, we're going to watch Doug Herbert and Scott Coletta come to the line, and here they are. And there is Scott. The last time he made it to the winner's circle, it was right here in Chicago in the spring. Doug Herbert's last trip to the winner's circle was a year ago at this very event. Who are you going to pick in this one?
This is a good matchup here. I think Doug Herbert's got a good shot. Like you said, he's defending champion. Ed McCullough was his crew chief at the time. He now has Wayne Dupuis on board. He really, really seems to be enjoying, and the team seems to be gelling. They've ran a pair of 458s up to this point. Got the lane choice over Scott's 461 in the previous round, but Scott did run a 454 in the first round. Right now we got a little bit of cloud cover. They can get a little bit more aggressive with the tune-up. I think Wayne Dupuis is definitely going to want to. I don't think he's going to be happy with a 458, and Scott's definitely going to try to step up from that 461 from the previous round.
In fact, if you look skyward, it is getting a little bleak, and it was picture perfect when we started the day. day, crystal clear, but now you can see some clouds rolling in, and a few of them are getting like thunderhead looking. So we're starting to get our fingers crossed that we get this event in before any of the rain rolls in. It's not supposed to hit till 8 o'clock tonight in this area. Here we go. You saw Scott go red, his second foul of the year, and then Doug runs another very solid 4.54.
See crew chiefs Wayne Dupuis and Jim Brissett. Jim Brissett, future Hall of Famer next year, going into it with in Don Garland's museum, Hall of Fame museum. That's going to be great for him. He's been around for a number of years, and he's been with Doug Herbert for a number of years also. But Wayne Dupuis is just doing a great job on this setup. Wanted to step it up a little bit. The 458s, I'm sure he wasn't happy with it in the second round, but that 454 is a nice pass right now.
Let's check in with Dave Reef.
Wayne Dupuis, plenty happy to see the red light, but how about your tune-up? You happy with that number?
Yeah, how about that, dude? You know, he went in a little deep and ran 52, but you know, we got some snap-on tools. We just need to figure out what we got for one of these guys here in the final, and we're having a great day, and we've been having a really good back half season. We need a win, and hopefully we can get it for snap-on.
So as we get ready for this final matchup, we're looking at all the potential numbers. And the only person who has a mathematical shot at the national record would be Brandon Bernstein. He would have to set it here, and then because he'd have a backup, because we only have the finals left. Let's go back and show you. This is Friday night's second session. 4.437.
But the conditions were cool. They were very aggressive with the car through the middle of the racetrack. Can't believe that either of these teams would run it that hard through the middle, but I think the track can still hold a pretty good number.
All right, let's get an update on Brandon Bernstein's potential problem. Dave Reef.
Bit of a concern from the general, Tim Richards, about the ignition on this car. They were warming the car up, found that they had an ignition problem, similar to what they had actually in the last round. It was tripping him up a little bit, so at the very last minute, they have stripped this entire ignition off the car, put a brand new one on, but he told me they never had a chance to start it. So, Mike, they don't know if the time is exactly where they need it to be on this pass.
You know, and that's really critical, because the initial timing where they set it off before they start making the changes down the track is usually what determines how fast that wheel speed gets going at the hit of the throttle. If it's off a couple of degrees too high, you can get too much wheel spin and smoke the tires. If it's a couple of degrees too low, it can not have enough wheel spin and then go out there and shake. So that's very critical that be right.
Brandon has had success against Tony, beating him at Sonoma and at Seattle. Not here. Tony Schumacher, 4.51 seconds, and you can lock in the extra bonus points for the national record. There is nobody left that has the backup already in place, and with only the finals remaining, it means that man right there, if he wins the event, will leave this race with a 205-point lead and a stranglehold on the championship.
You know, that's a tough break for Brandon Bernstein, that Budweiser team, because I really got to believe that probably that ignition problem hurt them, not knowing if they had the exact right amount of time, because that is so critical, and they probably would not have spun the tires, because they had a good race car all weekend.
So Tony goes to his 9th final this year, his 53rd of his career. Let's go to Gary.
With Doug Herbert, now you know who you face in the finals. Your thoughts about the matchup with Tony Schumacher?
Well, you know what? My sister's in Baghdad right now, and she's a real sergeant, and actually she's a captain. And I mean, she outranks him. So you know what? I'm afraid we're going to have to send him to KP duty or something. So Snap-on Tools, Doug Herbert Performance, everybody that's on board with us, we're feeling good. We surprised him last year, and there's no reason why we can't surprise him again.
We'll get him.
This is a rematch now in the final from last year where Doug beat Tony. And as you take another look at all of Doug's run there, just an incredible performance so far by the Army of One. Think about this. If Tony goes on to win this race, he'll actually leave here with a bigger points lead than Greg Anderson in Pro Stock. That's how quickly it has turned around. We get ready for Funny Car, and that's John Force. And there is Ron Capps. Let's get you caught up in case you were not with us earlier. We'll take you back to second round action because Eric Medlin needed to win against Tony Pedregon to stay in the hunt. He doesn't do it. Tony in the left lane takes the win. And then Ron Capps takes out the pole sitter, Cruz Pedregon. Capps needed that win desperately. Gary Scelzi, the points leader, closest to you, took care of business with Del Worsham. And John Force kept step, beating Tommy Johnson Jr. So that sets the stage for the semifinals, and there it is with Force having lane choice over Ron Capps, Scelzi with the lane choice over Tony Pedregon. Of course, that race between Tony and Gary, a rematch from the semifinals back at Reading. So we get ready now for Capps, who has well, 7th time that he and John have raced each other this season, and they've each won 3 of them. And look at the determination.
But this is the huge matchup right now for both these drivers. I guarantee you they are up for the challenge. We talked about John Force having lane choice. He chose the left lane. He got that based on mile per hour because both teams ran the exact ET in the previous round.
Look how long it's been for some of these guys to win a race. For Capps, it was 8 races ago. For John, it was 11 back at Topeka in May. He does exactly what he and Ace McCullough and the team needed. A 478 beats a 479. The margin of victory, 11 one-thousandths of a second. And number 4 in the points now moves ahead of Robert Hight. So Capps moves into 3rd.
What a great job and what a great race. I mean, both drivers are pretty much identical. Force had 1/1000th of a second advantage. We call that dead even. And basically, the tune-up by Ed McCullough, great job for both teams, like I said. And boy, Ron Capps, he's got to be excited. That's a great job by them.
Going to his 6th final this year, the 36th final of his career. And just listen, we'll hear him.
You knew this time, right?
Back at the starting line. Gary Scelzi now knows that John Force, number 2 in the points, is on the trailer. He can now open up the lead to 83 over, or 63, I should say, over John with a win right here over Tony Pedregon. But Tony, I mean, think about this. Since he was a car owner, he hasn't won this many rounds in a row. Remember, he goes back to Reading where he won the race. As let's get more from Dave Reef.
As good a car as Mike Neff has given Gary Scelzi, still some concern from the crew chief. We talked early in the day about the water grains and that there was so much moisture in the air. Well, the air has continued to get worse, so his concern is he has to keep adding blower to the car, you know, make the compression a little bit higher to make sure the power stays up high. He's just concerned he's not going to get too high.
Scelzi's last final was at Sonoma when he won. He won the spring race here at Chicago. He's also won in Top Fuel. Mike Neff, the man who calls all the shots. Over on the other side, Dickie Venables has found the combination, the consistency that they have been looking for as they are looking to go to their 2nd straight final.
Heard Dave talk about basically hopping the engine up, trying to make a little bit more horsepower, make up for that performance advantage that Gary Scelzi has during eliminations right now.
Pedregon plays the role of spoiler. He takes the win light 477 to a 477 with a 2. Oh, what a drag race, and the championship continues. No one can get a stranglehold in Funny Car.
Don't you just love funny cars? They're the greatest. I tell you, another great race. Tony Pedregon, I mean, he was up for it. He's just flying high, coming off that win and Ready. You know, basically, it tied Cruz for #1 qualifier, even though Cruz got it because he ran faster speed. But that car's been making a lot of horsepower. They were off in the first 2 rounds. You heard them. They said they want to step it up because of the moisture in the air. He does. Tony did his job on the starting line. Gary Scelzi runs his 3rd 477 in a row during eliminations, but it wasn't enough to get around Tony.
Let's check in with Dave Reef.
Down with the team owner, Don Schumacher. Don, I'm sure some very mixed emotions following our semifinals.
Oh, to say the least. To have Gary in that Oakley car, and Mopar to get beat in the semifinals, although Forrest went out at the same time. We put points on Forrest, we put points on Height and Eric Medlin, and for the Caps and Brute Car to be closing in on the points, that's super too. I mean, so we're still in this hunt. We're going to go to Texas and go from there. Let's have Ron pull out the final.
As happy as this man was after Ron Capps won, equally as stunned when Gary Scelzi went down.
All right, we've got to take a break. Take a look at Tony Pedregon going back-to-back to the finals for the first time since Las Vegas and Houston of 03. That's how long it's been, and he'll have lane choice over Ron Capps.
The Slammers Ultimate Melt Cobalt could go to the next round. You know, we got Greg, but anything can happen.
Well, that was Erica assuming she was going to be going up against Greg. But guess what, Erica? It's the Professor Warren Johnson in the semifinals. Welcome back to Route 66 Raceway. It is the AmeriQuest Mortgage Company and NHRA Nationals. I'm glad that you're with us. As we get ready for Pro Stock, let's take you back and show you what happened in round number 2. It was Warren Johnson getting the jump on Greg Anderson and then holding on as he beats Greg, denying Greg the win at the only track he's never won at here in Chicago. And then Erica Enders moves into her first ever semifinal, taking down Mike Edwards. And boy, were they happy in the Slammers camp. Take a look at our Pro Stock ladder presented by Lucas Oil. WJ will have the lane choice over Erica, and Jason Line will have the lane choice over Dave Conley. It will be the WJ and Erica Enders match. You remember the first time you made it this far in your career?
Boy, that's a long time ago. I actually think...
well, what about the emotional side, though? That's what I'm going for. What were the butterflies like?
Oh, they were huge, you know. I mean, getting to the semifinals at a national event. I think actually I made it to the final one in 1981, and I hadn't even been past the second round up to that point.
And Warren Johnson, can you believe it? He goes red. By 6/1000th of a second, Erica Enders is going to her first final. To give you an idea, Warren's been to 148 of them, and I would not have bet that he'd have gone red.
That's a big surprise. You know, that was old age and trickery against youth and enthusiasm, and the enthusiasm was on Warren Johnson's side. He was too enthusiastic and got the red light.
His first red light of the year. He's been beaten on hole shots. In fact, 4 races in a row he got canned on hole shots. But this one just, I mean, it just stunned me. I know it stunned you too.
Yeah, my jaw dropped basically. Me only missed by 6/1000th of a second, but it might have been 6 seconds. It doesn't matter. You leave before the green goes on, so automatic disqualification. And Erica Enders is into her first final round in Pro Stock.
8 women have made professional finals. She's number 9 and the first in Pro Stock. It's never been done before. And take a look as the team and the family and everybody celebrating the moment, but they don't have much time to celebrate, because they're going to have to go up against either Jason Line or Dave Conley. And they're already in the water box, past it, and ready to go.
Jason, you know, definitely needs to step up to kind of redeem, you know, Team Ken Black right now, because, you know, Greg Anderson's already out. Jason's been doing a good job on the starting line, running consistent, but he's up against the best right now. Dave Conley can definitely mow down that tree. Jason knows it. He's just got to stay focused and do what he's been doing up to these last couple of rounds.
Another red light, and this time it's Conley throwing it away. So Jason takes the win as Conley goes red for the 3rd time this year, and after his great performance earlier in the day with those 2 hole shot wins, he gives one away here by a bunch. I mean, 22/1000th of a second. That's not real close.
No, that's almost taking a guess at it, but you know, he knew he had to get the jump off the starting line, because Jason Line definitely has the horsepower advantage, and he just obviously pushed the tree way too much and got the red light, and allowed Jason Line to get into the next round. You watch him going through the gears, see the shift light reflecting off his helmet. That's when he's supposed to put it in the next gear, and he did a great job. And he's in the final round, got the fist pump and everything.
He won the spring race here, beating Dave Conley on his way. And there is Erica. Let's go talk to her.
Erica, did you know that Warren Johnson went red?
Yeah, I knew he went red. I seen his wind light up on the board as I was going through my gears, and we shut it off, saved some parts, and Jason Line had lane choice anyways, I think. So this is just phenomenal being in the finals here at Chicago. I'm just so excited. This Slammer Chevy Cobalt is running great, and my guys are awesome. They're doing a great job. I can't wait. Who knows what's going to happen in the final? We'll see.
Every round you advance, you're making history here in Pro Stock and NHRA history. Do you think about that at all?
No, I don't. I think about that Wally at the other end.
Well, go get it.
Thank you very much.
All right, so let's set it for you, because Erica, in her first professional final, will be going up against Jason Line, last year's Rookie of the Year. He'll be going into his 14th career final, the 6th this year. And of course, Jason will have the lane choice. So as you watch the celebration, we head for commercial break. Come back to Route 66 Raceway, the AmeriQuest Mortgage NHRA Nationals, and you ride along. This is the scene from inside Ron Capps' funny car, as boy, this funny car championship chase just will not open up. I mean, everything is so tight. Speaking of opening up, let's finish the IndyCar Series season on ESPN. We'll do it at the Toyota Indy 400. The date will be Sunday, October 16th. The time will be 3:30 Eastern. Indy 500 champion and 05 points champion Dan Weldon leads them to the green flag. That's if he qualifies on pole. All right, we've got some clouds rolling in. We're trying to step up the process and get things rolling here, but we hear there's a development in Pro Stock. Let's check in with Dave Reef.
We just heard from Erica Anders a little bit ago down at the far end with Gary Gerald, talking about how she lifted to save some parts on this car. When she got the car back, though, she admitted to me that she did feel a little bit of a vibration. Told the crew that, so Tommy Lee, the boys jumped up underneath the valve cover, and they did indeed find a problem. So there is a motor switch going on down here, and the motor that's going to be going into this car, not nearly as good as this car, so she will be a prohibitive underdog because of that, going up against the experienced veteran in Jason Line, trying to become the first woman to win in Pro Stock. But we'll have to see how it plays out actually on the racetrack. Gary Gerald.
We get back here and we talk about the disappointment and, of course, the excitement that goes along with drag racing every time you go down the strip, and it's disappointment for Gary Scelzi in terms of the championship, because that's on everybody's mind. How do you evaluate what just happened, the fact that you don't get to go to the finals?
Well, we picked up quite a bit on other competitors, and we picked up 10 more on Force, even though we went out in the same round. And I'm not calling House of Color, tell them to make Scelzi red yet, because it's that bad. It's actually looking pretty good. I'd like to pick up more, but hey, that was a hell of a race we put on.
Yes, indeed. And Tony Pedregon, you're going to the finals, and what has this team found here? Because you come up with the momentum of the victory at Reading 2 weeks ago, and here you are knocking on that door once again, trying to get another Wally.
Just persistence, brain power, good support, just unleashing the horsepowers. We pay for them. Q says we can unleash them out here, and the backing from Snap-on, great stuff. It's finally coming together. We put the time in, we've done our diligence, and you know, you really always believe that you can do it, but we expected nothing less from these guys to put on a good show and give us one heck of a race, and I'm real excited to get to my second final in a row.
Nothing like being rewarded for hard work. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Gary. As they head back towards the pit area, we head towards commercial break. Stay with us when we come back. We'll find out who takes home the Wallies.
You can go hard or go home. Watch TV. You got a choice to make. So what's it gonna be? So what's it gonna be? You got a choice to make. If you really want it, you can go hard or go home. You can work real hard. You got a choice to make. Don't stop, don't quit it. You can go hard or go home. Give it all you got. You got a choice to make. Do you really want it? You can go hard or go home.
Our marathon station. We own it. We run it.
Welcome back to the AmeriQuest Mortgage Nationals here at Route 66 Raceway. The clouds are threatening. There is rain all around us, and we're going to try and get these finals in. Let's first give you the Castrol startup of the day. That's where we salute those with the best reaction times off of the starting line. And in Funny Car, it was in round, in fact, for all three, it was in round one. Funny Car with Tony Bartone by 1/1000th of a second. Kurt Johnson, a 002. Morgan Lucas, an 033 in Top Fuel. All right, who's going to take home the hardware? Will it be Doug Herbert for the second year in a row right here at Chicago? He's up against the man he beat last year in the final, Tony Schumacher. In funny car, Ron Capps trying to close more ground in the points championship. He'll have to do it at the expense of our Reading winner, Tony Pedregon. And Jason Line, is he going to be a statistic? The first man ever to lose to, that's right, a woman in Pro Stock. It's never happened before. And they have just made it to the line. Erica Enders with the engine change. She'll be over in the right lane. Jason Line's team, very courteous. They did not bolt to the line. This was just a few moments ago, and you can see, look at that big, deep breath. And that's back in the pits as they suited up while they were buttoning up.
Yeah, I've had that happen before, as you make an engine change and you're thrashing to get up there and you're putting your stuff on, try to get up there in time because they're calling you up there. From a driver standpoint, she just has to focus on doing her job. The problem is when you're a rookie, sometimes it's a little harder to put that aside. If she can put that aside, just focus on doing her job because she can't do anything about what's underneath the hood. But she can control what she can do in that cockpit, and that's what she's got to focus on.
There's her road to the final. Let's get more from Dave Reef.
Yeah, part of that dilemma, Marty, the fact that that car flat wouldn't start for about 5 consecutive minutes. Jason Line very courteous, waiting in the back for her to make the move. They finally did get that car started. Here she is.
And she goes red. Jason Line runs it on through at 671. Wouldn't have made any difference. A 677 at 203 was Erica's numbers. Remember, that was a backup motor, not the one that they had turned in all those great numbers with. She took a shot at the tree and missed.
It's a lot of things to think about. When you do have those engine changes, you're probably thinking about what could go wrong. You also know that probably she knew maybe that engine wasn't quite as good as the one they had pulled out, and she knew that Jason's been running strong all weekend. So it's one of those things. Let's take a shot at the tree. She obviously missed it. And like you said, it didn't much matter because Jason Line made a great pass.
So Jason now has his 8th win of his career. And let's check in with Dave Reef.
Still got to be awful proud of this team.
I'm very proud of this team. I tell you, I have to thank God.
Wait for a burnout. Still proud of this team, right?
Oh boy, I tell you, I'm so proud of what this team has done. It's really amazing for us to be here right now. Eric has done such a fantastic job in the driver's seat. We had to change a motor in between those rounds. It's a lot of stress for a young team, but I tell you, I thank God for what he's been doing with us, and I'm looking forward to next season.
Pro Stock Competitors been talking about this team for quite a while now, Gary.
Jason Line, Chicago has been really good to you this year, but I'm curious about, were you aware of the situation that Erica was going through in her team and having to change the motor?
I was, actually. We waited as long as we could, and we were going to wait till the end. So, I wish them the best, and they've done a great job. They're doing good. I can't say enough about this Summit GTO, though. His baby hauls the mail. I want to thank all the guys at the shop, and thank Wilson Manifolds. They've been helping us out a lot here lately. So,
speaking of doing a good job, you guys have done a great job. Congratulations.
And he swept the Chicago race in June. He sweeps this one here. So that's what we were talking about as far as Chicago being good to him. Let's go back 1 year ago, the final. Does it look like a little deja vu? That's Doug Herbert taking down Tony Schumacher. And that's the last time Doug Herbert has been in the winner's circle.
At the time, he ran a career best of a 451. Right now, Wayne Dupuis, crew chief, he's got a good race car, but Tony Schumacher's had a great race car all weekend.
Tony Schumacher goes 4.53 seconds, 3:28, picks up his 27th career win, 6th this year. And folks, with all the bonus points and everything else, he now takes a 205-point lead out of here, just about putting a stranglehold on Top Fuel.
Boy, it doesn't get any better than that. #1 qualifier, low ET, top speed, get the win. Most points you can get, and opening up the points lead to where it's pretty much unattainable from here.
And the first time in his career that he has won back-to-back. First time this year, I should say, as his 4th final in a row. And he gets congratulations from the far end. Take another look at the run.
I mean, Tony was in a little bit deep, took a little elapsed time off it, but it didn't matter anyway. Doug Herbert up in smoke as soon as he hit the throttle. Wayne Dupuis was just trying to get after it, and track just wouldn't hold it.
So that brings us to the final race of the day. There is Tony Pedregon. Here's Ron Capps. Burnouts are complete. Here are the points, and boy, what a difference. One weekend, 205. Dave Reef.
Alan Johnson, a clean sweep of the weekend. You leave more than 200 points ahead. A dominating weekend, as it felt like.
Yeah, you know, that's not very often you can leave here with 138 points, and that 138 points, but yeah, it's a good time of the year to do it when you're running down the stretch trying to win a championship. So really a good day for the Army. Great weekend. The guys are great. Looking forward to the next 3 races. Perfection.
We've talked about it before. 138 is the maximum you can get at an event. Team Schumacher, the Army of One, has just done it in Top Fuel. There's Tony's road to the final, looking to go back-to-back as a car owner. 8 straight rounds of winning. But Ron Capps, oh my, he is 65 points behind and could cut 20 more off Gary Scelzi's lead. He's in 3rd, just behind John Force.
He's feeling good about his chances. He's got a good race car. I think Tony Pedregon has a slight advantage in the performance department, maybe 2 or 3 hundredths of a second. But Ed the Ace McCullough has been giving Ron a very good car all weekend, can run a good number. Tony may try to step it up a little bit and try to get the thing hooked up. Let's see, this will be a good race.
Tony goes up in smoke, and Capps takes the win, and this championship just keeps getting better and better. Look at Capps celebrating in the car.
And look at the ace there and the rest of the team. Just a tremendous job. That well-deserved win there. I mean, watch on replay here. I really believe that, you know, Capps running so consistent and running pretty close to Tony that maybe Dickie Venables said, let's just try to get a little bit more out of it just to have that cushion, because we know the car can run 468, but it just smoked tires to the hit of the throttle, and all he could do was watch Ron Capps pull away and into the winner's circle.
And after all the problems this team had back in qualifying with the oil, as you remember, we've documented, they lost a lot of ground there. They put it behind them. They focused on the job, and they got the job done. Take a look at the championship chase right now. Eric Medlin, he's going to be in some trouble from here on out. It looks like it may be down to 4 cars, because Gary Scelzi leads by 43 over Force, 45 over Capps, and 70 over Robert Hyde. So as we see the crowd going out, let's go to the far end.
We got a pair of Schumacher winners here. They're going to have Wallies in their hands momentarily. We'll start with Tony Schumacher. Do you feel like you've put a stranglehold on the championship with this victory today?
Well, I'd definitely rather be in our position than the other guys. That was outstanding. To go out there and perform like Alan Johnson, the Army team did, man, it's fairly unheard of. You know, set a world record. You got every point you can get. Qualify #1 and win the race. But, hey, man, Capps winning here. This is huge. We got 2 Schumacher racing teams winning the races here. We're going to go home just outstanding.
And Ron Capps, very quickly, how much was the incident in Reading 2 weeks ago where you didn't get the number you thought you deserved and qualifying a motivating factor today?
It's nice, Gary, but it's secondary. Ace's health has been the deal, and we're trying to ride this good time. I've been trying to double up with Tony, and it's been awesome. Don Schumacher, I can't thank him enough, but Brute took a chance on me, and it's been great so far. I mean, it's exciting as heck, and Dodge and Valspar, and especially Matco and Oakley guys, and the U.S. Army, of course, Alan Johnson helping out with the Ace. Just such a team effort.
And the championship battle is on.
Powerade.
The dejection on Tony Pedregon's face. A double. First time the Capps has doubled with Tony Schumacher for Team Schumacher. His 2nd win this year, 16th of his career. We'll wrap things up and we'll close it out when we come back to Route 66.
Today's Speed World presentation of the AmeriQuest NHRA Nationals, brought to you by Powerade. Sport is what you make it. AmeriQuest, proud sponsor of the American Dream. And the United United States Army, an army of one.
And as the celebration continues at the far end of the racetrack, we want to talk about where we're heading for next weekend. Qualifying at the O'Reilly Fall Nationals at Dallas Saturday, 4 Eastern. And then on Sunday, NHRA Today kicks it off at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. 3 hours of final eliminations, all of it on ESPN2. That starts at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Hey, let's hear from Erica Enders. She's back in her pit.
It's not the trophy you wanted, Erica, but do you understand what you accomplished today?
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's awesome to go to the finals. No joke, we would have wanted the Wally, but you know what happens? Jason's a great driver, all these guys are, but I really got to thank Victor Cagnassi for giving me this opportunity and my dad for supporting me for all these years. He's my best bud. He's here. Wish my boyfriend was here to share this, but anyway, this team is awesome. Slammers Ultimate Milk, the Chevy Cobalt. We're going to be ready to go in Dallas next week. It's my birthday, so I'm going to win then.
The winningest female driver in Pro Stock history.
Our hometown course in the Houston area, so not too far away. As they say in Texas, it's just down the road a piece. Here's our Presto winner circle in Pro Stock. Jason Line, Ron Capps in Funny Car, and Tony Schumacher in Top Fuel. That's going to do it for us. For Mike Dunn, Dave Reed, Gary Gerald, and our entire ESPN2 crew, I'm Marty Reed. Thanks so much for joining us here on the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. The 05 World Series of Polka is coming up next right here on ESPN2. We'll see you next Saturday at qualifying. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Good night, everybody.